Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Harness Tube. We're at the DeWitt County Fair in Farmer City, Illinois today for harness racing here on Harness Tube. We're glad that you could join us today and be a part of the broadcast. Steve Surratt, Lisa Surratt, David Brink. We've got a little different view for you today, as we will have two cameras out there and probably not as many graphics as we normally have for this kind of broadcast, but we're glad that you could be here today, as we'll have Lisa Surratt will have the front stretch for you and most of around to about the third corner, and then David Brink will be picking up the broadcast for us over there in the third
Audio
corner.
test, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, check.
And so Kurt Becker just getting here. We'll have him on the air here in a moment for the broadcast, but we're sure glad that you're with us today as part of what we have going on. With that, we're going to take a station break, and we'll be back after these messages.
Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport is the go-to mobile home transportation company. We provide top-notch services including moving, block and leveling, and even demolitions with a quick turnaround time. If you're looking to move or get rid of your mobile home, Pine Ridge is the company to call. We now have dumpsters available for rent at competitive rates. Contact Wayne at 217-313-9744 or find us on Facebook.
ADI, located in Golden, is one of North America's largest pattern tiling installers. We've helped farmers create water management systems for over 40 years with pattern tiling across farm fields, generating proven data showing a boost in yield and greater profitability. Changing weather patterns do not have to cost you yield dollars anymore. Start with a free estimate now by calling your local ADI representative, David Lohman, at 309-280-2411 or by visiting our website at agdrainage.com.
Back with you on Harness Tube, Steve Surratt here with you, Lisa Surratt on the front stretch camera, and David Brink on our back stretch camera. And so as they try to get the sound ready to go here, we'll have pre-opening ceremonies for the fair here in about 9 minutes, but we want to tell you about From the Backstretch. From the Backstretch is something that we really enjoy as people that are doing this. From the Backstretch means folks send us an email at harnestube@gmail.com or 312-772-5122 as a text, 312-772-5122 as a text, or drop us in a chat on YouTube. We're thankful for the people involved with the broadcast here today. A little bit different. You may not have as many graphics as you normally have, but you're going to have hopefully a better view on screen of what's going on. And some of the pictures that we've got out here, we've got horses from the barn pictures going on, as well as we have a nursing home that does had a watch party. We encourage you to do that. And again, another one from the horse barn, as people have sent these to us, and we're excited about the pictures that people send to us. And so that's From the Backstretch. We'd love to hear your favorite fair memory, things like that you absolutely love. Drop us fair memory into the YouTube chat. Follow along with what everyone else likes. And then share some of your favorites live on air. If you want to pick horses or so forth, we'll try to do that. I'm doing most of the production today, so I'll try to keep up with those things. Again, like I said, David Brink bringing you some of the broadcasts out there. He is actually in the middle of 3 and 4. I'll give you a shot from out there. He's got a shot of the horse barn, and boy, I just got all kinds of buzz. So, and I think that's from the microphone up above. I don't know what's going on, but we'll see with that. We may have to, we'll have to see what's going on there with, as far as that's concerned. With that, we'll take a station break. We'll be back. Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166. A Rustic Garden ships home and garden accents coast to coast, right from its location in Mount Sterling. The folks there customize each sail by painting unique and vintage colors to match the look of the home or flower garden. They also do wrought iron fencing. How long does that last? 100 years? 200 years? Who knows how long wrought iron fencing will last? Shop www.arusticgarden.com and get it shipped directly to your front door.
Make plans now to attend the 25th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Established in 1999, the Illini Classic has been producing champions for a quarter century, including reigning Illinois Divisional Champions On Higher Ground and Scorecard Dandy. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 2nd at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield, beginning at 11 a.m. Central. Come join us and finish the summer strong.
Back with you on Harness Tube. We'll check with Kurt Becker here in a moment. We had some buzz out of the equipment, giving us a signal from him. Hang on. I got more buzz after you went in. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what it is. I turned my gain way down, but I don't know how much current I've got to get rid of it. So I'll see what's going on.
Like you said, our end sounds good so far.
Okay. All right, talking with the sound guy here, trying to get things worked out as far as what we have online and what you're hearing. Hopefully we'll be able to bring Kurt Becker into things at a lower volume or something that we can keep that buzz down on the microphone. We'll wait for him to talk here in a few moments. Don't forget to follow, like, or subscribe us on the YouTube channel. We'd like to have subscribers. With that, we're thankful for you as subscribers to our channel, and that is to YouTube. David Brink, he's kind of following more around the track. He's got the front away, but he's shooting through the screen there as Lisa's taking a break. But we're just seeing what we have and where we can pick up and where we need to drop coverage at. But like or subscribe, and follow us at YouTube. It's at Harness Tube on YouTube and at Harness Tube on Facebook. And we appreciate our sponsors being out there and helping us with things. Warm day here in Farmer City, as it is about 92, 93 degrees, but we're in the shade and we've got a little bit of breeze going on. You may hear a little bit from Lisa Surratt if she occasionally puts the headset on and to give her opinions on some things. But again, we sent David Brink to the back 40 for today's broadcast to give you a little bit more in our broadcasting. We're thankful to have you on the air with us. We're glad to be on board to give you the broadcast today on
Audio
Harness
check,
Tube.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. Hopefully you're able to hear Kurt Becker there. We'll see what happens here in a moment with Kurt Becker and what's going on. But here's the view from David from the back stretch, and then we got Lisa. She's just getting started here. There's the starter car here and ready to go as we get ready for racing here at the DeWitt County Fairgrounds here in Farmer City. I want to talk to you about our upcoming schedule that we have coming up. It'll be the Farmer City today. We start at 5:30 is post time. We'll be in Petersburg on Wednesday. That's at 11 o'clock post time. I haven't looked, but I think we've got about 12 races in store in Petersburg for that. Then we'll be at Paris next week on a Monday. That's a 5 p.m. post time. And then Urbana the next day. We skip a couple of days. We're in Lewiston on a Thursday for a 2 o'clock post. And then, folks, we keep going. Lincoln the 28th and 29th. We skip the 30th to have some downtime and travel time. We'd go to Charleston on the 31st, Altamont on the 1st, back to Charleston on the 2nd. And then we get Mount Sterling in the 3rd and 4th, and then Marshall. We're going to try Marshall on the 5th. It may be just Lisa and I at the track on that day as we try to do something new there and try to do some things to continue to keep Harness Tube going. If we finish up everything, we had one rain out, so we will have one rain out and 20 events this year that we are doing with Harness Tube. And we are so glad to be able to do that for you and bring that to you. With that, we'll take another station break. We'll be back.
I have been interested in truck driving my whole life. I've been fascinated with the big rig since I was a kid. But after college, I got into business on the marketing side of things, kind of shelved the dream. 30 years later, I quit my job, signed up for truck driving school. It was exciting from the get-go. Dot recruited out of my truck driving school. The job was everything I was hoping it would be, and then some. My weeks absolutely fly by. When my life needed fulfillment, I took the wheel.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
Wait, before you go and get your snacks and drinks, make sure to subscribe and like to Harness Tube. If you can't do that, just give us a thumbs up. Alright, to the show.
Back with you on Harness Tube. Okay. All right. Back with you on Harness Tube. Krista Henry won the $100 gift certificate by Designs by Des. And we thank her for being a subscriber or a liker. We did that from our likes and subscribes of our over 500 subscribers to YouTube to celebrate that. We're glad that we could do that and be a part of that contest for Harness Tube. With that, a lot of our sponsors that help us out, we want to thank them as we get ready to go here. Let's see, they are doing the open ceremonies here around us, and let's see if I can get the, I'll be working to try to get the timing down on the racing for what's going on with that. We thank you for viewing and watching today. And like I said, if it seems like I'm a little distracted, it's because I'm doing David's job, my job, and I'll turn Lisa up. She's there with the microphone on so you can hear what's going on. She's alongside today running the camera, and she can add a little bit in to what's going on today. So we're thankful to have you on board. We want to thank our generous donors that that list continues to grow of people that help us out with our broadcast here on Harness Tube. And you can do the same. You can help us out if you don't want to do a 30-second ad, don't want to be on all the races, which there's a lot to come up, folks. Contact David about that. You can be a 30-second ad. You can be a billboard ad like some of our other sponsors are on here today, or you can give financially just to help us out to keep this free for viewing. You can do that at Venmo at Harness Tube, PayPal at Harness Tube, or send the old-fashioned check. P.O. Box 63 to Mount Sterling, Illinois. That's 217 Mount Sterling, Illinois, 62353. And again, we thank you for all you do. We thank those who have helped with the sponsorships to keep this on the air. Warm day here in Farmer City, but we've got a full card of 12 races on board for you today. And I'm trying to look here. It says in normal it's 92 degrees, and that's not too far away from here. But right where we're at, we've got shade, we've got breeze, and we've got harness racing. What else could a person want? Again, you can advertise with us at Talk to David at Facebook, YouTube, or harnestube@gmail.com, or give him a call, 312-772-5122. With that, we're about 10 minutes away from the first race here today, as the judges are climbing the stand across the way from us. They have to have a high spot, because folks, if you could notice, Lisa, if you want to put the camera over to this turn 3 to about turn 4, you can see from our main stretch here, if they're up even where Kurt Becker is announcing, you cannot see through that. So they are up in a crow's nest. Now, folks, that is their racetrack that is big here. Huge Farmer City racing here. And then the judges are up in the tower, clear up there, to be able to see into that corner and to do the things that they need to do. So we're thankful for everything that they do and what's going on there. So we're waiting for the pre-race festivities to finish up here as we get ready to go with harness racing. We're just going to give you a little bit of the flavor of the track here. Lisa will follow a horse, and I'll try to do some switching around to see how smoothly things go. But if you follow that horse, and I'll try to pick up David on the backstretch with that same horse. Oh, he's going to pull up, Lisa.
I see that.
And then you're going to have to pick up this next one.
I've got him if he goes on through or if he goes to the pad, because that's ahead of me here too.
And hopefully David Brink's picking up about right there. He's coming around to pick that up. Okay. All right, I'm going to have to keep probably till about those white tires over there, Lisa, as we get going here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the racing.
Who do we have this time? Let me see. I can throw some of that in.
We'll go to the side-by-side so that you can see what's going on the track.
In the first race, it is a purse of $2,265, and it's going to be, the first one's going to be by Miss Peaches, and Mike Cox will be in the cart for that, unless we hear changes. Number 2 is Classy Little Lady, driven by Jerry Mims.
And thank you, Brent. Good to have you with us here this evening, along with all of our racing fans. A big program is lined up here tonight. We'll take a look at some of the early program changes in just a moment. At this time, we ask that you would please rise as you are able for our national anthem. Thank you, one and all, and a special thanks to our veterans in attendance here this evening as we get set to enjoy an evening of harness racing at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair. Now, Brent just told you a moment ago about the fact we're going to be playing Pick a Winner throughout the course of the evening, so let's go ahead and give you a look at the early program changes, just so you will be aware, especially of those scratches. We don't have a lot of scratches, but we do have a few scratches tonight, so let's go ahead and review the changes. Horseman, you may come to the track with that first race, the Big Ten 2-year-old filly trot first division. There are no changes in the first race, so the first race is okay. If you would turn to the second, in the second race, scratch number 3, Dazzling Vicky. That's in the second race, scratch number 3, Dazzling Vicky. She is scratched because she is sick.
Aww.
So we hope she recovers soon. We are sure she will, and she will no doubt race on another day. Third race is okay. No changes in the third. In fact, the fourth race is also clear. So no changes to report at this time in the fourth. And in fact, race 5 is okay. Race 6 is also okay. Turning to race 7. In the 7th race, the driver of the 4, Luz Esmeralda, Casey Leonard. That's race 7. Number 4, Luz Esmeralda. The driver, Casey Leonard. In the 8th race, the driver of the 5, Dashing Durango, once again, Casey Leonard. That's in the 8th race, number 5, Dashing Durango. The driver will be Casey Leonard. A lot of driver changes in the 9th race. So in race 9, number 4, Fox Valley Beacon, the driver, J.T. White. That's in race 9, number 4, Fox Valley Beacon, the driver, J.T. White. The driver of the 5, Pasqualina, Michael Cox. That's race 9, number 5, Pasqualina, the driver will be Michael Cox. And the driver of the 6, Chiquitita, will be Jaquavian Carter. Race 9, number 6, Chiquitita, Jaquavian Carter. First name Jaquavian, J-A-C-Q-U-A-V-Y-I-A-N. Last name Carter. Race 10. In the 10th race, the driver of the 2, Dandy's Tornado, J.T. White. That's race 10, number 2, Dandy's Tornado, J.T. White. Race number 11. The driver of number 3, Luz Raptor, will be Casey Leonard. That's race number 11. Horse number 3, Luz Raptor, Casey Leonard. No changes in the 12th race. So those are the changes as they currently stand for this evening's program. And again, horsemen, you may come to the track for race 1.
Back with you on the broadcast here on Harness Tube. Steve Surratt, Lisa Surratt on board with you today. We're thankful that you could be a part of the broadcast with us today as we have got some driver changes. None in the first race, though. We'll get that one kind of unscathed there. And so with that, well, let's talk about the first race as we get started here. And if I can keep the wind out of here, Lisa.
Would you like this other page because this one is actually stapled?
Well,
that might be an advantage for you.
Might be. I'll put it under this. I'll take that under advisement for right now, okay?
I hear him.
In race 1, it looks like, here's what the picks were from the quote-unquote experts. David Brink being the best expert of any of us. He picked the 4 horse. That'll be betting on you to win the race. Second place, he picked the 3 horse, Lou of I. That'll be driven by Casey Leonard. Darla Loman, Martin Loman driving the first horse. And then the number 1 horse, Miss Peaches, by Mike Cox. My pick, I picked mixed
racing fans, you will notice that a driver by the name of Casey Leonard has a lot of drives here tonight. He is recognized as one of the leading drivers in Illinois and in the Midwest. He is from Harvard, Illinois, up in McHenry County. If you ever were in 4-H as a kid, he's a 4-H product himself. told us when he was in 4-H, he had rabbits. He liked to show rabbits at the fair, especially his home fair up in McHenry County at Woodstock. But Casey, we talked to him earlier today, and we said, we don't recall you ever driving at the Farmer City Fair in your career. And he said, no. He said just the way the schedule would fall each year, he said it seems like I would be someplace else. He said, I've been to that fair. He said, I have been to the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair, but he said, I don't recall that I've ever driven at Farmer City. So that'll be a new chapter in the career of Casey Leonard tonight as he tries to add Farmer City DeWitt County Fair to his list of tracks where he has had winning drives. Again, horsemen come to the track, first race.
To continue with my picks, I went just the opposite of David. I went with Miss Peaches for first, Louisville for second, betting on you for third. Lisa kind of mixed things up between David and I. She picked a 4-horse to win this race, betting on you. Second, Miss Peaches, and third, she picked Lou of I. And if you'd like, to give us your picks, you can do that. We thank you for those, and we'll kind of give those online if you shoot them out to us. But a beautiful day, even though it's warm. If you're in the shade, it's wonderful. For the horses, Lisa, it's not such a great day out there.
There was one that ran through earlier that it was so lathered up. But David said sometimes just putting them in their harness, they will start lathering. So it's definitely, but horses are also normally outside. I'm not for sure. Races horses, they may be a little more barned and don't have all the elements, but a horse is an animal that usually is outside.
And so with that, we'll give you David's view. David's view right now is the windmill, but no, he kind of may be listening to us as we go here. As David is out there, he'll give us the horse barn every now and then, and we'll allow him to do that as he's got a good shot of the horses coming in on the track there, Lisa.
Yes, he does.
And what I really need to do is one of the side-by-sides, I need to have your and his picture side-by-side with that, and it'd probably work out just a little bit better as you could see both. And I may try to do that and do away with my second side-by-side picture, but we'll see what happens here. But beautiful day. If you're in the shade, it's still warm, folks. It's still 92 degrees, but here in Farmer City, we've got a wonderful breeze going on as we get ready for race 1. Just a couple of minutes away from post time here. As we get ready to go.
Back out because here comes Miss Darla.
As they parade the horses past us. Call to post.
Horses are on the track and are parading to the post. They will be heading over to the backstretch and meeting up with our starter, Stacy DeRoos, at the end of the back straightaway in just a moment to get us started here tonight, the first of our 12 races, the Illinois Big Ten Colt Stakes. A series restricted to Illinois conceived and foaled racehorses, and this is the first division of the 2-year-old filly trot. Good way to start. All 4 already are winners in their young careers. No changes in the first race. Number 1, Miss Peaches, owned by LaToya Hewlett of Clinton, Mississippi, trained by Roshan Trigg. The driver is Michael Cox. Number 2 is Classy Little Lady. That's the filly at the top of the home stretch coming off the far turn right now. Owned, trained, and driven by Jerry Mims of Vardaman, Mississippi. Number 3 is Lou of I, owned by the Flacco family farms of Alexis, Illinois, Dr. Richard and Arlene Flacco and Rick and Tabby Flacco, owned by trainer Steve Searle of Grant Park, owned also by Brian Code of Bradford. Casey Leonard is the driver. And number 4, Betting on You, owned by Larry Longdecker of Sumner, trained and driven by Darla Martin Lohman. Getting ready to go here in the first race. Pick a winner, players. Keep in mind, in race number 2, just in case you missed that earlier announcement, be aware that in race 2, scratch number 3, Dazzling Vicky. That's in race 2, a reminder, scratch number 3, Dazzling Vicky. Also, looking ahead, third race. Here's a late driver announcement for the third. In that third race tonight, please note, number 2, Illini Star, will be driven by Matt Avenatti. That's the third race. Number 2, Illini Star, Matt Avenatti will be the driver. Also, we can tell you a late driver change in the fourth. Fourth race, number 1, Showstoppin' Jenica. That will be Jaquavian Carter. That's in race 4, number 1, Showstoppin' Jenica. That will be Jaquavian Carter, who will be the driver. Still no changes to report at this time in races 5 or 6. And again, we will update you on any late developing changes, scratches, and driver changes, so forth, as we move our way through tonight's card. Right now, the field's over on the backstretch. Get those pick-a-winner entries in, folks, because Brent's going to be drawing a name pretty soon after this first race to see who wins that first $5 draw of the evening. Getting ready to go. Field is forming up over on the back straightaway of the half-mile racetrack. This is the 93rd annual Farmer City DeWitt County Fair. We pulled out some record books earlier today. We have record books going back as far as 1885. And folks, we can tell you this much. They were racing in Farmer City in 1885. We found reports from 1885 of harness racing in the Farmer City community. Simply incredible, the history here, and very well could have been racing here prior to 1885. It's just that 1885 is that's the earliest record book that we found earlier today.
We get some of the flavor of the fair going on here. Again, if you're wondering where David Brink is, he's bringing you that shot right there as he's cameraing. He's got, and there's our other camera person, Lisa Surratt, out there. And Lisa probably shooting a picture of David. Let me see. That is the case. There's David over in his spot. The cameraman getting that. That's a little blurry. But there's David.
Now, folks, if you're curious why the horses are on the track and are waiting over on the backstretch, we cannot go racing until the ambulance is on the ground. So waiting for the ambulance, which we understand is en route, and it also gives us an extra moment or two to take care of some final track conditioning measures. You know, when you have a combination horse racing and stock car racing facility, as you look out across the infield, tire barriers are often popular when it comes to a stock car racetrack layout. And we understand that the horsemen had commented on some of the tires which are stacked up along the outside of the back straightaway on the grassy embankment and some down toward the infield side as well. And in the interest of safety, our track crew, which is absolutely the best of the best, they are currently making sure that any of those tire barriers that might be close to the actual half-mile track racing surface are indeed pushed back far enough that the horses will have plenty of room and plenty of leeway. And you never know. We've seen situations, especially with young horses, sometimes they don't want to stay right on the racetrack. Sometimes they will veer left or right toward the infield or toward the outer embankment. So always good to err on the side of caution, and a big thanks to our track conditioning crew. Quite a program lined up here this evening. The very final race of the night, there is a horse, a mare by the name of Philly's Revenge, who's coming off a win in 1:56 at the Schuyler County Fair at Rushville. 1 minute and 56 seconds. That was on Sunday, June 30th at the Schuyler County Fair in Rushville, and she will be going to the post later this evening in our 12th and final race. So just one example of some of the terrific horses that are here tonight ready to do battle. Again, as soon as the ambulance is on the grounds, we'll be ready to go with our first race.
And Lisa, Kurt talked about it there, safety a factor here. We talk about that. We were talking about the fair people here, safety as far as stock car racing is concerned. You don't have control over a machine. You don't have control over an animal. And so the things you do have control of, you try to take control of.
That is a fact, because once again, like with the horses, we're just running a trying to train a wild animal, essentially, as David would say. And so consequently, sometimes they go right along what they're supposed to, and sometimes, especially the younger ones, as Kurt just kind of alluded to.
While we are waiting, we do have a moment to tell you that if you want to look ahead to the 8th race, in race number 8, please note that in the 8th race, number 2, Fox Valley Nautica, the driver will be Casey Leonard. That's in the 8th race. Number 2, Fox Valley Nautica, Casey Leonard will be the driver. Now, we told you earlier that Casey was going to drive the 5, Dashing Durango. Well, that now is no longer the case. So Casey Leonard in race 8 drives the 2, Fox Valley Nautica, and as a result, we will wait to confirm to see if indeed Jill Brown will drive number 5, Dashing Durango, as originally programmed.
As we keep going here, we can go ahead and do some of the changes that are here, Lisa. In race 2, there is a
also,
scratch.
Here's another driver change looking ahead to race 10. In race 10, number 3, I Understand, the driver, Casey Leonard. That is race 10, number 3, I Understand, make the driver Casey Leonard.
As we try to get these updates into the computer for you so that we show accurate information here. Again, in the scratch in race.
And one more change we can now pass along. Turning to that 8th race. In the 8th race, the driver of the 5, Dashing Durango, Chris Brown. Once again, that is in the 8th race. The driver of the 5, Dashing Durango, Chris Brown, will be the driver.
As we get a lot of these changes in there. Lisa, and this is something that happens almost every time because they'll sign up a horse and it'll supposedly be driven by someone, and then that will change, Lisa, as the day goes on, right?
That definitely does. They have to have occasionally you'll see a to be announced in it, but that most of the time they try to have a driver assigned to them, and then some things change, and so then it just kind of snowballs on how they have to update. And that's where we're seeing just a few of those changes. And there wasn't too many that had to be announced drivers needed. But even with that being said, sometimes you have driver changes in light of that.
And I'm trying to update that now so that we stay ahead of the game here. When racing starts, we are waiting on the emergency crew to get here to keep this racetrack safe.
Yeah, that's just a safety measure. You have to have an ambulance on the facility to house anything. If it's a tractor pull, if it is a sports car.
And so with that, one of the things we like to see is the outrider. Lisa, that's one of the things I think is an underrated safety factor on these racetracks.
It is. We see them occasionally, but not near. There's certain fairs that tend to have them more so than others do, and it may just be a fact of who rides horses in that particular area, too, is the reason behind that. So sometimes we have him, and sometimes we don't.
And there's good news, Brent. The ambulance indeed has arrived on the ground, so
great news.
We are ready to go. First race will be headed to the gate in just a moment, so that was a very timely reminder from our MC, Brent Cordes.
Yep, there
reminding
it pulls
everyone
in.
about pick a winner because we're just about set to get going now with race 1. Ambulance has pulled onto the grounds and is now parked in the draw gate area on the back stretch. As we get set to go, the horses are headed to the gate. Ambulance now backing into position. We are set to go. Race 1. Good to have you with us. The Illinois Big Ten 2-year-old filly trot to get us started here this evening. We've talked in the past, when we come to the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair, you will see a total purse for each race. In this case, the upper left-hand corner of the page for race 1. So the total purse, just over $2,200. And then you will also see under the heading for the race day payout, which is considerably less. What that boils down to is the horsemen put a lot of their own investment into this game in the form of nominating fees, sustaining payments prior to the start of the summer, entry fees, and so forth. So the race day payout is essentially the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair is saying, all right, folks, we're going to pay out what we can from what you've already paid in. We'll do that tonight. But then the balance of the purse money has to be processed. The paperwork has to be completed through the Illinois Department of Agriculture, and that can sometimes take a couple of weeks or so to get completed. That said, at the post, Stacy DeRoos of Charleston, Illinois, is our starter. His son Aaron at the wheel of the gate. We're ready to go. First of 12 races here this evening. Great to have you with us at the 93rd Annual Farmer City DeWitt County Fair. Here they come for the first. They are off and trotting, and there goes Classy Little Lady for the lead, and Lou of I is right there as well. Miss Peaches off stride. Miss Peaches on a break. Betting on You moves by into third, moving midway on the first turn. Classy Little Lady the leader, and Lou of I is off stride. Lou of I goes on a break. That allows Betting on You to move by through the inside lane of the racetrack up into the second position. So it's a 3-length lead, in fact, out to 3.5 for Classy Little Lady as they head up the back straightaway as Betting on You goes second, and a gap of 8 more lengths to a side-by-side battle for third. Miss Peaches is there to the inside, and Lou of I is alongside of her trying to recover after making a break shortly after the start. So they move around that far turn for the first time this evening in the shadow of Interstate 74. Classy Little Lady is your leader, and the lead continues to grow. It was 3, then 3.5, now 5, now 6 lengths. Almost halfway home in our Big Ten 2-year-old filly trot first division to get things started this evening. Classy Little Lady chased by Betting on You, who is starting now to close that gap. But then there's a margin of 7 more lengths back to Lou of I, and Miss Peaches is another 6 lengths behind her. So once again, they move back around the lower turn, and Classy Little Lady, that big lead she had has evaporated. It's down to a length after 5/8 of a mile. Betting on You is right behind her in second, and don't count out Lou of I. She's beginning to catch up. She is a closing third at the midpoint of the back stretch, although still 5 lengths from the lead, and then a gap of 6 more back to Miss Peaches, who is last. So Classy Little Lady, who took the lead right at the start, she is still the leader with a quarter mile to go, and she will guide the field into the final turn. It is Betting on You who is still there in the second position, and here comes Betting on You. Betting on You takes to the outside, and Classy Little Lady has put in some awkward steps and is off stride. And Betting on You made an awkward move, and Lou of I is trying to split the difference. Lou of I is trying to capitalize here. Now Betting on You's way out on the grandstand side and is back on the trot and trotting fast to win this race. It will be Betting on You first across the wire here in the opener for Darla Martin Lohman. It was Classy Little Lady who came back to be second after making a break on the final turn. Miss Peaches rallied up for third, and then Lou of I, who also got rough-gated turning for home, she had to settle for fourth. We'll give you the fractions and the time for the mile in just a moment. Your unofficial winner is number 4, Betting on You, and as soon as we make it official, we'll be able to introduce the winner and play Pick a Winner here very shortly.
As we go back in here until Kurt gets back in, Lisa, I didn't get one of my things in there as we're getting used to a new device.
Well, we got
here.
several different things going on here, and I'm not for sure. It's having a camera on my side's having a little hard time focusing in a couple different spots. So as we come around,
Horseman, you may come to the track with race 2. Race 2, come to the track.
As you come around, like if it gets really close is when you have a focusing problem, right?
Actually, I even had it far over on the turn as they first came out.
Is autofocus on?
That is a good question. I'm trying to look at all my spots.
That was better. That was clean. So as we try to get things going here and straightened out, as the horses come to play here, again unofficially, I don't have the unofficial up there, winner of that, Betting on You, and it looks like Lisa and David both picked that horse.
Returning, and it is now official. How about a hand for the official winner, number 4, Betting on You.
So Lisa and David win that race.
Betting on You is owned by Larry Longnecker of Sumner and trained and driven by Darla Martin Lohman of Effingham, our queen and her court. Our trackside to make the presentation. There's the winning owner, Mr. Longnecker, stands at the front of this horse. The winning filly is by Lindy's True Grit, bred by the Double K Acres. So this filly grew up in Tuscola at the Double K Acres farm of the Chupp family. 2:15 flat, a new lifetime record. Her second career win. Track condition is good here this evening, and a new lifetime record for Betting on You. Darla, congratulations. Larry, congratulations. Well done. Great way to start the card. Well, here is the full field rundown. Then we'll get to Brent and play Pick a Winner. In that first race this evening, we need to tell you that there was a disqualification of the number 2, Classy Little Lady. So please note that number 2, Classy Little Lady, finished second, but was disqualified by the stewards and placed 4th. That is because when she broke stride on the final turn, she interfered with number 3, Lou of I, and impeded her progress. So let's give you the full field rundown from the top of the page. Here's how it goes. From the top, Miss Peaches finished 3rd, is placed 2nd. Classy Little Lady finished 2nd, disqualified, and placed 4th. Lou of I, who finished 4th, is placed 3rd, and Betting on You was the winner. The opening quarter, 34-2, the half in 1:07. Again, the opening quarter was 34-2, the first half mile in 1:07, 3 quarters in 1:41, and the time for the mile, 2:15 flat. With the placings, it reads 2-4-3-1. Betting on You, a $10,500 yearling purchase last Labor Day at the Illini Classic sale in Springfield. The second race coming up, scratch number 3, Dazzling Vicky. Number 3, Dazzling Vicky is scratched. Let's get to Brent Cordes. Brent is ready to give away some money.
All right, with that, we'll take a station break. We'll be back after these messages.
Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport is the go-to mobile home transportation company. We provide top-notch services including moving, block and leveling, and even demolitions with a quick turnaround time. If you're looking to move or get rid of your mobile home, Pine Ridge is the company to call. We now have dumpsters available for rent at competitive rates. Contact Wayne at 217-313-9744 or find us on Facebook.
Back with you here on Harness Tube. As we get ready to go, we want to hear from you from the backstretch. We'd love to hear. We've got Mr. Nance saying, "Hello, boys. Farmer City, one of my faves. Track looks great. Let's go." And we're thankful for him for watching today. And again, you can send us a message like that. Do it in Gmail. To David, I'll get that a little later today, or text message 312-772-5122. But do like Mr. Nance did here and drop us a chat on the YouTube site, and we can see those as we go here today. We are thankful for that, and send us some pictures too. These pictures have been pictures from about the first 2 weeks that we've been out, that we've had several people send us some watching pictures, mostly horses watching. We like to see people watching. That's our favorite out there, or your favorite fair memory. We would love to have that on board if we could. I got a new picture here for you as I put the 2 cameras side by side. So if one's not doing something, the other one does, and you found it, okay. my cohort with the microphone up here, Lisa Surratt. Today she's close by. We've excommunicated David Brink to down between turn 3 and turn 4 in the sun, Lisa. Us old folks can't take that sunlight.
Yeah, I'm feeling bad for him, actually.
How bad are you feeling? Are you feeling
feeling
bad enough to go out there?
I told him I would. I could relieve him.
All right, with that, let's take a look at the lineup here in this second race in the picture-in-picture that we've got here. Let's take a look at it as we've got Little Bunny Frou Frou driven by Cornelius Cavett. With that, and I thought I had these scratches in here, so we'll see what we can do here on our sheet. And let's see if that shows up here in a second. If not, we'll come back and change it the correct way.
Miss Class Time's going by us as I have the camera on.
Okay.
And that's Jerome Daniels in that cart. And I'm going to do a hang back on the other side because next one coming by is Little Bunny Frou Frou by Cornelius Cavett.
Is that right? As we get going here. And I take a look at things on my sheet.
And I don't have any other horses on in front of me, so can't give you any other good information.
All right.
But the other horses that we've got on here is Lose My Number, which is a number 4 by, I think it's still Casey Leonard. And number 5 is Mike Cox on Who Was She Name? They get too many initials in there, and I can't say them all.
Okay. Let's see if we can get the scratch out there. The scratch, the 2 horse in race 2. Is going to be the scratch. We'll get that taken care of.
They did scratch that one. I thought they scratched 3. Dazzling Vicky.
Okay, I got 2. So, okay.
Guess we'll have to hang tight a minute.
All right. We'll see what happens here, but I thought it was the 2 as we get going here.
3 scratched, right? 3.
3 scratched? Okay.
Mark that down. The wife was right. See, that's why they never put me on the air, guys, is because then they get competition on from me. So.
Okay, something's messed up here on my computer, and that's not good.
And they're calling them up.
As they...
Well,
all right. All right, Elisa, I've got a froze screen here.
Well, that's no good. I hate technical difficulties, but it's part of it. We'll just keep an eye on what you got going here.
See if we can get some things shut down and turn back on here in just a moment. We'll get that. We'll go to our split screen here between the side by side with the two horse tracks as they get ready to go here.
I'll steal this and say who we have for picks. David is picking number 5 as the first one. His second is coming in is Miss Class Time. And final one is Little Bunny Frou Frou. You took horse 1 for the Frou Frou. We've all got similar numbers. David is 521. I'm 512. And you're 123. So you've got one that's a kick out because that is a scratch. But
Time Well Drainage Products is
All right, here we get ready to go. We'll pick David's camera up, and we'll turn it over to the track announcer.
Time Well Drainage Products is
You know what?
What's that?
I messed up there. Kurt was not up during that whole time, and I apologize for that, people. I'm sure. Hey, Steve, where's your camera set up? Okay, yeah. All right. I'm sorry for you guys that you didn't hear him on that. I forgot to bring that up. Again, trying to do several things, but that's not an excuse. That's just a fact. So as we get ready to go here with this, back with our finishes here. Hopefully I can get this back up for you so that you can see what's going on. As we finish up here, I'll go to the side-by-side, or the page. We got a 1, 4, scratch, 2, 3 as you go down. And again, we apologize as we get used to the new setup here. I think the camera views are better. Lisa's working with some things with her camera on focus, but we'll see what happens with that. As we get ready to go here, we got a camera right at the start-finish line, and a camera up between turns 3 and 4. Randy Callahan was wanting to know where's the camera set up at, and so that's what we have there. But unofficially, this is what the finish is for this race. I want to thank everybody for watching and being patient here as they get ready for the winner's circle. We'll wait for Kurt to come back on, and I may have learned a valuable lesson. I just won't take Kurt down, Lisa. Not today.
It's okay. Have some of the trainers, owners coming across
Little Bunny
the track.
Frou Frou picks up the win in tonight's second race, and more folks are coming trackside for our winner's circle presentation.
Cornelius.
Little Bunny Frou Frou is owned, trained, and driven by Cornelius Cavett, a native of Mississippi who makes his home now in Vergennes, Illinois, down near the DuQuoin State Fairgrounds. Jacob Radel of Edgewood is the co-owner, as this filly has won for the second time in her career. She is a filly by New Balance, and she was a graduate of the Illini Classic Yearling Sale. Mr. Freddie Patton Jr. is trackside to congratulate Mr. Cavett, his son, and here comes Jaquavian Carter. Jaquavian's going to be out here racing later on tonight, as will Mr. Patton. Folks, how about a hand for our winner, Little Bunny Frou Frou? And a big group moving in to offer their congratulations and to hold forth that Farmer City DeWitt County Fair banner for our ceremonies down trackside. Number of folks down there who have been instrumental on this track conditioning crew. Again, a great job. And Cornelius Cavett, we talked about this. Cornelius, you've got a good eye at those yearling sales, buddy. Cornelius knows how to pick out a bargain, and he will come with those bargain purchases for $3,500, and he will win races. Congratulations, folks. Well done. Little Bunny Frou Frou. We'll have the full field rundown here in just a moment. Stand by.
All right, with that, Lisa, you got the trifecta in the first race. Because of the scratch, we couldn't do it, didn't get it in this race because we couldn't re-pick, but I picked the winner in that race. You and David picked the 5-horse. And so with that, that's what our picks were in this race as we get ready for the next race, which will be race 3 here on the card. And looking at race 3, I'm trying to keep things updated here.
I don't think there was any changes unless it was this. We don't have a driver for number.
Yeah, we do. Matt Avenatti will be the driver of that horse. We'll get that taken care of here in a minute. Race 3, there is no scratches. So we'll get that switched up as we take a look here.
So we got Lou's Fortitude, Illini Star, Hope's Divine, Lou Benano, and YF Lucky is who we've got coming around the track this time.
Okay.
And right now Darla went by, but I'm feeling that's a different one because unless they changed the driver that I didn't get, because she was racing around the horse that's supposed to have Mike Cox on it.
Matt Avenatti driving the 2-horse Illini Star in this coming up race, and we'll have the official results on the next race here in just a moment. As we get the picks made here.
And that is not Matt driving the number 2 that's just went by, so I don't know if we don't have the right one warming up yet.
May not be. That may be another horse warming up for another race there.
Absolutely.
As we get going here for race 3 on the card for this evening. And I hope I'm not going to have these, what I call computer problems, all night long with what we've got going on here.
Maybe it's called It's hot too.
Still waiting to hear from our racing officials on the infield at the infield judges stand. As soon as we hear from them, we will make the result official, and we will pass along the full field rundown plus all of the fractions and the time for the mile. So as soon as we have the info from the infield, we will pass that along. Third race is coming up. The driver of number 2, Illini Star, is Matt Avenatti.
Okay.
Third race, number 2, Illini Star, the driver, Matt Avenatti.
And I think I've got that. With that, we're going to take a break here. We'll be back with the rest of this here.
Some rundowns once we get everything going again.
Yeah.
Got several different horses warming
And
up.
the result is now official. First of all, let's recap the fractions in that second race. That opening quarter went in 35 seconds. And the first half mile was
Mobile Home Transport
1:10
is
and
the go-to
1/5.
mobile home transportation company. We provide top-notch services including moving, block and leveling, and even demolitions with a quick turnaround time. If you're looking to move or get rid of your mobile home, Pine Ridge is the company to call. We now have dumpsters available for rent at competitive rates. Contact Wayne at 217-313-9744 or find us on
All right, Lisa, we've run our commercial. We're ready for race 3 here coming up. Nice looking race here as it is a 1 mile trot here. 2-year-old colt gelding trot. Payout $1,064. That's on race day. The total purse is $4,417. Loose Fortitude, Freddie Patton Jr. driving that. Illini Star, Matt Avenatti behind the reins on that. Hopes Divide, Michael Cox, the driver on that. Casey Linner, Lou Beneduno, and then Jaquavian Carter, YF Lucky. This is what the picks look like for us as we'll kind of do a split screen here. Sorry about that. Split screen here. And in race 3, David picked Hopes Divide to win this race, followed by Lou Beduindo, and followed by YF Lucky. I picked, let's see, the 3 horse, Hopes Divide. Then I went with the 5, YF Lucky, followed by the 1, Loose Fortitude. Lisa's picks in this, she went different. Hopes Divide. Everybody picked the same horse to win. She picked the 2 horse, Illini Star, before she even knew Matt Avenatti was driving that horse. And then the 4 horse, Lou Beneduno. I'll get that right next year. But with that, as we get ready for this race, I'm going to turn Kurt back up just in case he decides to speak in, and I won't leave him out here as we get ready for race 3 as they're moving things along on this warm 90-degree day, Lisa.
They are, because I'm sure the horses are ready, the drivers are ready, so let's just keep things rolling along here. We haven't had the call to the gate yet, so we've still got that to do for this particular race. They were just doing the announcing of the pick a winner in the stands behind us.
And that's one of the things you can do when you come to the track. We encourage you, come to the tracks closest to you. We've got a lot on harness tube, but there's nothing like seeing it live. There's nothing like the smell of fair food and things going on with the fair, and there's lots of fairs in Illinois for you to do that and support the local fairs so that they continue. Without the local fairs, we do not have harness racing in the local levels here, Lisa.
That is absolutely correct. And unfortunately, from what David says, they are fewer than what they used to be.
Well, and I can remember growing up, Morgan County used to have harness racing. Greggsville, the Western Illinois Fair, used to have harness racing. Pleasant Hill, I believe, had harness racing. I don't know that Hancock County, you grew up in that area, whether they ever had harness racing up in that area, Lisa.
I don't recall that. So the one that I remember is Brown County, but any of the rest of them, even when I attended Schuyler, I don't remember the horse racing part of it because we were usually there for tractor pulls and demolition derbies or something to do with the show animals. But we did.
And the horses are on the track for that third race.
All right, we've got
horses are on the track for that third race. And as Brent said, the Marilyn Maxwell Memorial, the 2-year-old Colton Gelding Trot for the Illinois Big Ten. No split into multiple divisions here, so with all of the Colts and Geldings going in the same division, a purse of $4,417. Let's meet the starters. Number 1 is Lose Fortitude, owned and trained by Jill Brown of Charleston, owned by David Gingerich of Charlton, Iowa. The driver, Freddie Patton Jr. 2 is Illini Star, owned by Keith Miller of Arthur, trained by Kevin Miller, Matt Avenatti in the bike. 3, Hopes DeVee, comes off a big win a couple of weeks ago at the Schuyler County Fair at Rushville in 2:07 flat. Pretty fast trotter, owned and trained by Roshan Trigg of Brandon, Mississippi, Michael Cox the driver. 4 is Lou Beduino, owned by the Flacco Family Farms of Alexis, trained by Steve Searle, the driver, Casey Leonard. And number 5 is YF Lucky, owned and trained by Cornelius Cabot of Virgins, and 19-year-old Jaquavian Carter, who just got his first career win a few weeks ago at the Jasper County Fair in Newton. He is in the race bike. Want to pass along a note about Jill Brown, the co-owner and trainer of number 1 Lose Fortitude. Jill has been racing today down at the Oak Grove racetrack in Kentucky. That's a track that's down near the Tennessee border, not too far from Clarksville, Tennessee. And we mentioned that because Jill drove earlier today in a $20,000 amateur driving event that featured harness drivers, amateur harness drivers from all across the United States. Big, bulky field of 10 horses, and Jill came home with a top 5 finish. So well done, Jill Brown. Way to go and way to represent Illinois in the U.S. Harness Driving Club amateur event at Oak Grove Racing and Gaming in Kentucky earlier today. Just a fact, within about the last hour or two for that performance. Top 5 finish for Jill in a 10-horse field in that amateur driving event. Okay, race 3 is at the post. As Brent told you, it is the Marilyn Maxwell Memorial, and the gate is rolling. Field is just a little over an eighth of a mile from the start.
Just a note here, Mr. Nance,
standing up on the balcony along the roof line to the grandstand is Caleb Moody, taking pictures for the Facebook page Horse Talk Today. Those pictures will be posted by tomorrow evening. Right now, here they come, third race. Lose Fortitude broke stride before the start. There goes Hopes DeVee, and there goes YF Lucky. Those two go right out to contest the early lead, and they've already opened up by 5 lengths back to Illini Star. Comes away in third position as they move around the south turn of the racetrack. It is Hopes DeVee, the leader. Hopes DeVee leads it by a length here early on in the third race, with YF Lucky second by 3 lengths. Illini Star travels along in third. Lose Fortitude is quickly closing ground. Now, Lose Fortitude broke stride before the start and is moving fast. Goes from fourth to third to second, and now starts to draw alongside of Hopes DeVee to contest the lead. In the meantime, Lou Beduino is the distant trailer, 5th and last, as that lead battle makes a move past the quarter, and there goes Lose Fortitude for the top spot. Lose Fortitude is cleared with the lead and is on top by 4 lengths now after 3/8 of a mile. Lose Fortitude, what a burst of speed on the back straightaway after breaking stride just before the start, and already Lose Fortitude in front by 6 lengths now as they come toward the halfway point of the Marilyn Maxwell Memorial. But Hopes to Be is still very much in the chase and now starts to close the gap, moving up a closer second, and is followed by YF Lucky. 6 lengths now separate the top 3, then a gap of 8 more lengths back as they head to the turn to Illini Star, and another margin of 15 lengths back to Lou Beduino, who is the trailer. Back around the south turn they go. Lose Fortitude is the leader. Lose Fortitude leads it by a length as they head onto the backstretch once again. Hopes to Be is racing in second by 3. Here comes Hopes to Be now. Hopes to Be is moving on the outside to regain the lead. So Hopes to Be had the lead shortly after the start, gave up the lead at the quarter-mile mark, and now takes the lead back once again. Hopes to Be is the leader as they swing down the north side of the course and make their move parallel to I-74 as they swing down that north turn. Hopes to Be is the leader. Hopes to Be has opened up on a 5-length lead. Lose Fortitude is second, a length and a half. YF Lucky is third. Then a gap of 5 more lengths back to Illini Star in fourth, and another 25 lengths back to Lou Beduino. It is Hopes to Be. We told you this 2-year-old scored a big win at the Schuyler County Fair in Rushville a couple of weeks ago, and Hopes to Be wins at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair. Hopes to Be won it by 7 lengths. A nice move by Illini Star up the inside down the stretch to grab second. Then it was another 12 lengths back of that one to Lose Fortitude and YF Lucky in a photo for third, and then well behind that pair, another 15 lengths back, Lou Beduino was fifth and last. Hopes to Be, number 3, your unofficial winner.
All right, Lisa, we come back with the unofficial finish to this race as we've got it up on the screen for you. Unofficially, Lose Fortitude in third, Illini Star second, Hopes to Be first, Lose Beduino in fifth, and YF Lucky in fourth. And that's how they finished. Let's see how we finished here before Kurt comes back on to talk about what's going on there in race. This is race 3, correct?
Correct.
And so we all picked the 3-horse to win this, so that was no surprise. And then David picked the 4-horse for second. The 2-horse finished up second. That was Lisa's pick for second. But she
It was back in the late 1980s when a young horseman out of Missouri came to Illinois, and his name, Michael Cox, and found a home base at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield as a trainer and a driver. And like a lot of horsemen do, this can be a challenging business in which to make a living. And there were times that Michael Cox made some tough decisions when he knew he had to put food on the table for his family. And sometimes he would take a full-time job outside the sport, and then as his schedule allowed, he would come back and get in the race bike. And Michael Cox has always put his family first, and those are good decisions, Michael. It's great to see you in the race bike. How about a hand for Michael Cox with Hopes to Be? And congratulations to Roshan Trigg. He is standing at the head of this horse. He's the winning owner-trainer of Hopes to Be. Roshan is the father of 5 daughters, folks. And he told us yesterday he has already put 1 through college. He's got 2 more headed to college, and he's got 2 more yet to come after that. So if you're a parent trying to figure out how you're going to put the kids through school, Roshan can identify with that. He knows exactly those challenges, but he said he's nothing better than to be a dad. And we certainly understand that. The Marilyn Maxwell Memorial, you heard Brent mention Marilyn a moment ago. Farmer City native, of course, wife of the late Bill Maxwell. We remember Marilyn here tonight. Our thanks to the Queen and her court, and congratulations, Roshan and Michael. Good job teaming up with Hopes to Be. Full field rundown is coming up. Brent, you're good on pick a winner. Hopes to Be is official.
Timewell Drainage Products is a locally owned family company that has provided incredible employment opportunities in our area for over 40 years. Our constantly growing company is always looking for dynamic individuals who want to be part of an innovative, fast-paced team. To join our team, visit us online at timewellpipe.com. Timewell Drainage Products, a proud community employer since 1982.
Located in the beautiful countryside of Brown County, Rolling Greens is one of the most beautiful 18-hole championship golf courses in west central Illinois. The golf course offers Monday unlimited play for just $27. Ladies' Day on Tuesday and Senior Day is Wednesday. Play 18 holes with a cart and get a hot dog and chips for $28. Rolling Greens memberships are inexpensive and include free range balls, discounted league play, and an opportunity to play as few or as many holes as you desire daily. Call for a tee time today at Rolling Greens, 217-773-3085.
We should mention the fact that there was a claim of foul not involving the unofficial winner. A claim of foul by the driver of the 4, Lou Beduino, against the number 1, Lou's Fortitude, alleging interference, but there will be no placing, insufficient evidence to warrant a placing. So let's go ahead and recap the fractions in that third race. It was 37-2 at the quarter, 110-1 at the half, 3 quarters in 145, and the time for the mile was 2:19 and 3. 2:19 and 3/5. Here's the full field rundown for that third race. Lou's Fortitude finished third. Illini Star was the runner-up. Hopes to Be was the winner. Lou Beduino finished 5, and YF Lucky finished 4. The quarter 37-2, the half in 110-1, 3 quarters in 145. The time for the mile 2:19 and 3/5. It reads down 3-2-1-5-4. So the fourth race is on the way. This will be the Doc Monfort Memorial. the Big Ten 2-year-old filly pace. Another nice purse here, just over $4,500. A reminder, Jaquavian Carter drives the 1. Showstop and Jenica. Number 1, Showstop and Jenica. Jaquavian Carter will be the driver.
All right, real quick, PD's Rum Runner. David and I's pick to win this. David and I flip-flopped. He picked the 4 for second. RK's Mac. I picked the 6. Frontier Fantasy. So he flip-flop on those. And then Lisa picked the 6 horse to win this here. Frontier Fantasy, followed by PD's Rum Runner. And then in third, she picked Showstoppin' Jenica. And that was before she knew that Jaquavian Carter was the driver on that.
Who's your third pick? What's your
Also, please note
Mine
that
is
in
5,
race
6,
4, the driver of number 5, PD's Rum Runner, is Matt Avenetti.
Matt
In fact,
Avenetti.
right in front of the stands right now. Here's the 5, PD's Rum Runner, and that is Mr. Matt Avenetti in the race bike.
All right, we'll make that change if we can find the right sheet and get it done. You think you have them all, and then you don't.
Yeah, you and David have him as a Rum Runner as first. I have him in second, so we'll see how close we come on that. We both, all three of us picked number 6, Frontier Fantasy, but we picked all 3 positions. I picked first, you picked second, David picked third. And number 4, RK's Mac, you and David picked, but second and third, and I jumped the ship and went all the way up to Showstop and Jenica. So we've got a little bit of similarities, but some differences, so time will tell.
All right. With that, as we get ready to race here, we'll go with the side-by-side view so you can see everything that's going on the track. David's got a picture of the judges up there in the booth. Lisa's kind of taking a break here.
I've just got mine set so when they come around the corner that they can be seen, because then you don't see much when they get past me, so I'm figuring I might as well just stay focused so that when they come around the final turn.
By the way, a tip of the hat to everybody with the Farmer City Blue Ridge School District. Back last winter, Blue Ridge High School was the host of a girls basketball Class 1A super sectional. And my home is down in Effingham County in a little town called Altamont. And our girls basketball team advanced to the super sectional. And 2 thoughts from that night. Number 1, great job by everyone as host. Number 2, the team that Altamont played that night was Cissna Park. And Cissna Park had a lot of sophomores and juniors on that team, and they were tough. So Cissna Park is probably going to be a handful coming back next season, because they had a number of underclassmen, at least sophomores and juniors on that team. They had good size. They had good athletes on that squad. So look out for Cissna Park in that Class 1A girls basketball division next year. But again, everybody, just a fantastic job. And high school sports are such an important part of the social fabric up and down across the state of Illinois. But again, job well done.
Got some people out there, looking for Jaquavian. Let's go. Miss Alyssa Gray doing that. And against Mr. Nance said Illini Star in the other race made up a ton of ground. Yes, it did in that race. And that horse finished second, did a great job there. And so congratulations out there. Dusty saying congratulations out to Cornelius. Congratulations, babe, Cornelius. And so keep those comments coming. We'll try to keep up with them. Nance, Mr. Nance is going to go with David and I's pick in this, the PD's Rum Runner, Lisa. And so we'll see how all these picks come out in this next race. David trying to get a shot of us, Lisa up here in the stands, and people in the stands from out there. He's way back there. We'll wave at him. He's asking us to wave out there from him. Lisa, show people where David is. We've kind of sent him off to the North 40 here. And, folks, if it seems like I'm stumbling a little bit, I missed my partner up here. And missed my partner to help keep me in line out here as David is there. Kind of use your regular focus and focus that manually, Lisa. See how that works. There you go.
It just takes a little bit when you do a quick turn there. So, yeah, he's up on the hill.
Yeah, but as we're waving him back there, he's on the screen now, too, as we see what's going on. And there's the two camera people. They're kind of giving each other credit. Those are the long-lost heroes in all of this broadcasting. I've got the, kind of the fluff and push the buttons, and a lot of times push the wrong ones. They're giving you great shots, and I forget to give them to you.
We try. It's all learning and session is how we say this. And as David so cordially told me last year when we started this, sometimes they get a better view on here than you do from sitting in the stand. So we do our best, and if we make a flaw, we apologize, but we're doing the most we can out here. And if you're able, come on out and watch it. I don't care which fair you come to. Make a point of coming out so the horsemen see people, because that is one thing they don't get to see, how many hits we have on here, which we are very fortunate to have a good turnout of viewers. Sounds like the call to the track just came
Horses
across.
On the track, race
and it
4
looks like
your program,
David's,
the Doc Monfort Memorial.
David's camera froze up there for a minute. We'll try to get it back for you for this next race.
Let's meet the starters. Number 1 is Showstop Angenica, owned by Jacob Radel of Edgewood, trained by Cornelius Cabot.
It's getting maybe kind of warm out there. There we got our back.
I think it would be called having a heat stroke out there versus getting froze up.
Brian Code of Bradford, James Nellinger of Peoria, and Harry Einfeld of Carbon Cliff, Illinois, up in Rock Island County. Trained by Steve Searle, the driver Casey Leonard. Number 3, YF Treva, owned, trained, and driven by Cornelius Cabot of Virgins, co-owned by Cedric Daniels out of Jackson, Mississippi. 4 is RK's Mac, owned by Dennis Wright of Charleston, Mitch Titus of Charleston, trained by Roshan Trigg, and the driver is Jerome Daniels. Number 5, PD's Rum Runner, owned by A Piece of the Action, LLC, of Perry DeLuna of Culver City, California. Kevin Miller, the trainer, and Matt Abenetti is in the bike. Number 6, Frontier Fantasy, owned by Linda Allhands of Monticello, trainer Jamaica Patton, driver Michael Cox. Number 7, My Mom Likes Me Now, owned by Brian and Candy Herzog of Beecher City, trained and driven by Freddie Patton Jr. Parading past the stands and headed over to the backstretch for the Doc Monfort Memorial, remembering a Purdue graduate, an Indiana native, and a veterinarian who had a practice here in Farmer City for a number of years. In fact, that clinic continues as Midwest Equine with an affiliation with the University of Illinois. And we remember Doc Monfort here this evening with Race 4.
Got one getting a little feisty as he comes by here.
As we get ready for Race 4, again, we're into Race 4 of 12 for this evening. Glad that we could bring this to you, and we're running pretty good. Lisa, we should be finishing Race 4, so we're running just a little behind is all. Like to see about 15 minutes a race, but sometimes it gets out to be closer to that 20-minute mark.
By the way, our thanks to our friends at Harness Tube, who are bringing us live coverage online of tonight's races at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair. First time for Harness Tube to visit this fair in just their second season of statewide county fair harness racing coverage. Tonight's broadcast is anchored by Steve Surratt. He is assisted this evening on the technical side by his wife Lisa, and operating the camera just outside the north turn of the stock car track. That's where we find David Brink. So good to have our friends from Brown County from up at Mount Sterling here this evening with Harness Tube covering the races. All you have to do is visit their Facebook page. Go to facebook.com and in the search field enter Harness Tube, or go to youtube.com. Same thing. Go to the search field and enter Harness Tube and click on the live telecast, and you can follow along. Always found it interesting that the late Doc Monfort was a Purdue University graduate, because there's been such an intense rivalry in agriculture over the years between the University of Illinois and Purdue University. If you ever talk to any of the men and women who have been on the livestock judging teams at the University of Illinois, it seems like Purdue and Iowa State were always two schools that came up as big rivals down through the years in a lot of those ag-related competitions. So Doc Monfort came out of Purdue. That's where he went to vet school in his native state of Indiana, and nobody ever held that against him. And why? Because Doc was a very good veterinarian and a good friend to the horsemen. And we remember Doc Monfort here this evening. A Boilermaker in Illini country. That's what we used to tease Doc about from time to time. Just about set right now to go to the gate with his memorial race.
And Lisa, it looks by David's shot there that we might be waiting on the 2 horse to come out here as they finally got the buggy attached to that horse. And so it's coming onto the track. They're kind of lolling around. In your camera, you can see the horses lolling around. I like the side-by-side view.
Captain's Magic has returned to the stable area for a different race bike, a different sulky, and now has returned to the track. Number 2, Captain's Magic. They switched out the race bike. Sometimes that'll happen. We saw that actually yesterday at the Marshall Putnam Fair up at Henry. Driver looked down and in that particular case noticed either a bent wheel or a flat tire. So sometimes we don't really think of pit stops in harness racing, but you know what? This is the Farmer City Raceway as well as the Farmer City DeWitt County Fairgrounds. So a quick pit stop, if you will, back to the barn area for a different race bike, and Captain's Magic is now ready to go.
Got a shout out.
Field is assembling at the end of the back straightaway. They head up toward the north end of the course. The field now in the hands of starter Stacy DeRoos.
Shout out from Steve
Horsemen,
Lawson.
be ready at the barns, please, with race 5. Race 5, be ready at the barns, stand by. Right now, the 4th race at the post, gates rolling, so the racetrack is hot, ready to go with race 4. Top of the stretch. Get ready, folks. Won't be long, and Brent Cordes is going to be pulling another name out of the bucket to see who wins the next pick a winner draw. Here they come, race 4. They are off and pacing. There goes Showstop and Jenica for the lead. PD's Rum Runner fires out from the far outside and quickly moves up around Arcades Mac. And Arcades Mac gets settled into good position in 3rd, right behind the front pair, although now starts to move up on the outside to challenge for 2nd. In the meantime, PD's Rum Runner, the leader. PD's Rum Runner leads it by 2 lengths. Showstop and Jenica goes 2nd by 2. Arcades Mac is 3rd. Then a gap of 5 more lengths to Frontier Fantasy, who's 4th by 2. Captain's Magic travels along in the 5th position, and then YF Treva, who is in 6th, and My Mom Likes Me Now is last of the 7 as they race on by the quarter-mile mark and head up to the north end of the course. PD's Rum Runner got away quickly from that far outside starting spot and was determined to have the lead and lead Showstop and Jenica by 2 lengths, but then there's a gap of 7 more lengths back to the rest of the field from that 3rd position on back. And these top 2 have kind of given this field the slip, but there's still 1 lap to go. So PD's Rum Runner, the leader. Showstop and Jenica 2nd. Frontier Fantasy moves up 3rd around Arcades Mac, then YF Treva as they head back into the turn. And My Mom Likes Me Now is still the trailer. Back up front, though, PD's Rum Runner, the leader. PD's Rum Runner leads it for Matt Avenatti by 2 lengths after 5/8 of a mile, as Showstop and Jenica is 2nd by 3 lengths. Frontier Fantasy is 3rd by 2 lengths. And then Arcades Mac is 4th. Captain's Magic is 5th, but still nearly 10 lengths off the lead. And then a gap of 10 more lengths back to YF Treva and My Mom Likes Me Now, who tries to move up 1 spot from last, but the lead battle is already midway on the far turn. And, well, there's not much of a battle. It's PD's Rum Runner, who's got a widening advantage with 1/8 of a mile to go. The advantage is some 6 lengths to the top of the stretch. Frontier Fantasy moves up around the outside of Showstop and Jenica as Frontier Fantasy takes the 2nd position with a 1/16 of a mile to go, but well behind PD's Rum Runner. PD's Rum Runner wins it, and wins it from Matt Avenatti by 8 lengths. Frontier Fantasy was second by 2, and then Showstop and Jenik a third a half length over RK's Mac in fourth. It was 10 more lengths back to Captain's Magic in fifth. YF Treva was sixth, and My Mom Likes Me Now finished in the seventh position. PD's Rum Runner, number 5, your unofficial winner. We'll make it official here in just a moment. We'll meet the winner shortly. Horsemen, you may come to the track with race 5.
All right, Lisa, good race there as PD's Rum Runner wins that race.
So you and David picked it. I picked it for second.
And I'm trying to get the picks in
but
here,
that
folks.
was before I had the driver listed. I might have picked different had I have had my drivers listed to begin with.
Oh, so that's what you're saying, huh?
I'm giving that as my story. And I, stick with it. Nobody can tell me different.
All right.
As we used to say before I've gotten a little more knowledge here, I definitely would have picked them by their color. I would have picked them by the horse's name, by the driver's name. Now I've got a little more knowledge base and switch it up some.
Yeah, absolutely, as we've got the unofficial stats up there for you as we're getting used to kind of this new setup here. But David picked the first horse right. He didn't pick the second or the third horse correctly. I picked correct number 1. I picked correct number 2. And I messed up on number 3. Lisa got the number 3 horse. That's as good as you do.
All 3 of the horses correct, but not in the correct order.
Well, PD's Rum Runner went right for the start. You noticed Matt Avenatti knew from that far outside starting spot in the Frontier, he didn't want to get hung out to dry around that first turn. So when the starter said go, Matt said go, and sent this pacer, this filly, right to the front, and she never looked back. How about a hand for this impressive winner, PD's Rum Runner? There is the Doc Monfort Memorial banner down trackside. Talked about the fact that Doc Monfort, not only a popular veterinarian in Central Illinois, but also someone who bred and owned racehorses, stood the great stallion Rorty Hanover at stud, and PD's Rum Runner wins this memorial race. Congratulations, Matt, a native of Crispin, Illinois. Kevin Miller, the trainer, trains this filly at the Champaign County Fairgrounds, so she trains not too far east of here, and she is owned by A Piece of the Action, LLC. That is Perry DeLuna. That's why she's got the initials PD in her name. Perry DeLuna of Culver City, California, the owner and the breeder. Full field rundown coming up. Brent, you're good to go. PD's Rum Runner is the official winner.
All right, with that, we'll take a station break. We'll be back after these messages.
Land Guy's Toby Stay's relentless pursuit is to use his local expertise to help connect those with a shared passion for land. If you're in the market to sell, give him a call at 217-257-6096. Additionally, if you're in the market to buy, you can find his current listings by scanning the QR code on the screen or following him on Facebook at Toby Stay Land Broker or on Instagram at Toby Stay. He looks forward to connecting with you and providing a smooth process to your transaction.
Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport is the go-to mobile home transportation company. We provide top-notch services including moving, block and leveling, and even demolitions with a quick turnaround time. If you're looking to move or get rid of your mobile home, Pine Ridge is the company to call. We now have dumpsters available for rent at competitive rates. Contact Wayne at 217-313-9744 or find us on Facebook.
Coming back with you, Harness Tube will have a schedule here for you up on the screen. We'll be in Petersburg next on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Then we'll be back to Paris on Monday at 5 p.m. Urbana Tuesday of next week at 6, and then Lewiston on Thursday of next week. And then everything breaks loose as we go County Fair mad from Lincoln to Charleston to Altamont, back to Charleston to over to Mount Sterling, and then down to Marshall to finish the season out. If we don't have any more rainouts, we will have done at least 20 County Fair racing dates. And so we're happy to bring that to you and be a part of your day on the broadcasting. Steve Surratt here running the controls today. Lisa Surratt with a little commentary helping me out because she's right beside me here with the camera. David Brink out there in turns 3 and 4 as we give you those shots. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see them because of the racetrack here. And so we want you to know about those races. And they haven't really come back with the finals on that yet, have they, Lisa?
I have not heard that.
For race 4, as we'll put those back up. Hopefully they'll have those for you here in a moment as we do our picture-in-a-picture with that they can do that. As you can see, Lisa's got a picture. David's, if you look to the right or left of the F in Farmer City in the race way, up there you'll see David in a white shirt up there in his turn doing the picture. He's in the sun, folks, so you talk about a dedicated harness racing guy and dedicated to bring you these races. There can't be anybody more dedicated than David Brink.
Well, and I have a feeling he usually is the one that gets text messages coming across. I have a feeling he's probably trying to read those right now. With the sun being there, it's a little challenging.
Yep, right. So do the YouTube today. I can see that. Dusty didn't agree with me that race was good. Well, my horse won, so that makes it a good race, doesn't it? If your horse wins. But we didn't see a lot of breaks and so forth in that race either. And so with that, we're waiting for the official breakdown here for that last race before we move on. But we'll see how that comes out. If not, we'll go ahead and probably start talking about the next race coming up, Lisa.
Yeah, right now we've just got one horse on the raceway, and it is not one for the next coming race. This is somebody, I think it's Chris Brown out there just running a horse. And they're still talking to the picket winner behind us.
Yep, as they get this taken care of. Judges make things final. They're across the track. The reason why you're not getting quarter times on the screen and you're not hearing them from Kurt is the judges and the timers are across the way from us in the crow's nest across directly from us. Kurt Becker is directly above us here where we're at on the front stretch. And so...
and on the other side, you've got, Scott and Randy and Leanne? Is that who's over
Well, I think
across
Leanne's over there. I don't know if Randy is... Randy Callahan, I don't think, is here because he talked to me online today.
Okay, then there's one more over there that I can't see who it is, and then Scott, because Scott he crossed paths and went over a little while ago.
Okay. All right, with that, we're getting ready for this race here. As we get more drivers on, I'll go to the split view for a moment. David's got a nice picture of the horse barn back there. They've got them out in the open today, which is a good place for the horses to be. I wish I was in. Well, no. They're under and getting a breeze through that barn, I'm almost sure.
We've got a decent place there. Definitely has been a nice breeze coming through. Compared to David, we're in a luxury suite. So we're going to say thank you for that. I've shot him a message saying, how are you doing? At least he's still standing, so I know he hasn't passed out on me. Because I told him I would come and relieve him so he could get cooled off. But I would say David's not going to give it up knowing him.
And so with that, as we get ready, he's showing some other pictures here. He gets it around,
and a reminder, IlliniRowing.com for more information on the team. Here's the full field rundown for the fourth race. It is
official.
Fourth race, full field rundown. From the top of the page, Showstop and Jenica finished 3. Captain's Magic finished 5. YF Treva was 6. RK's Mac finished 4. PD's Rum Runner was the winner. Frontier Fantasy, the runner-up, and My Mom Likes Me Now finished 7. The quarter, 31 and 4. The half, 102 and 4/5. 3 quarters, 135 and 2. And the time for the mile, 2:05 and 3/5. And it reads down 3, 5, 6, 4, 1, 2, 7. The winner, PD's Rum Runner, a daughter of Fort Knox, very good sire from just a limited number of foals in recent years. Race 5 coming up.
All right, with that, as we get ready for race 5, we've kind of run our commercials here. We'll shoot over to race 5 if I can pull that up on the screen, and I do. You got Captain Coondog. No changes in this race as we've seen. Captain Coondog driven by Casey Leonard, Steven Searle, the trainer. Jimmy D. Mark driven by Mike Cox, trainer, Jamaica Patton. It's Monkey Doo. Cornelius Cavett, the trainer and driver. And Baba's Old Fashioned, driven by Marcus Detweiler and trained by Kevin Miller. Let's see what the picks look like here before Kurt comes back on. If we get interrupted, we'll wait for a moment from his words of knowledge. Let's see, David and Lisa both picking the 2-horse, Jimmy DeShark, to win this race. I picked the 4-horse, Bob Papa's Old Fashioned, Marcus Detweiler. The young man driving really well. I based that on a lot on his driving and the young man doing such a good job. David and Lisa both picked the 3-horse for third. I picked the 3-horse to finish second. It's Monkey Doo by Cornelius Cavett. And then let's see. And I now I get Good Race Boo. Now I understand what Mr. Dusty meant on that. It might have been Boo Cavett. Thanks. That could be it. And so then let's see. For me, I picked the 3-horse to finish second. It's Monkey Doo. And then last, I picked the 2-horse, which is the one both of them picked to win the race.
For race 5 at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair. This is the Illinois Big Ten Colt Stakes. 2-year-old Colt and Gelding Pace, first division, purse of $2,300, no changes. Let's meet the starters. Number 1 is Captain Coondog, owned by Steve Searle of Grant Park, Brian Code of Bradford, James Nellinger of Peoria, Harry Einfeld of Carbon Cliff, Illinois, trained by Steve Searle, the driver Casey Leonard. Number 2, Jimmy D. Shark, owned by David Williams of Byron, Mississippi, trained by Jamaica Patton. Michael Cox is in the bike. Number 3, it's Monkey Doo, owned by Jacob Radel of Edgewood, trained and also driven by Cornelius Cavett. And number 4, Bapa's Old Fashioned, owned by Little Bapa LLC of Auburn, California. That is old-time California Gold Rush territory. Kevin Miller is the trainer, and Marcus Detweiler, 18 years of age. Marcus Detweiler out of Sullivan, Illinois, your driver for number 4. Young Marcus is in his first season as a licensed trainer and driver. Got his first career win on June 30th at the Schuyler County Fair at Rushville. So belated congratulations to the teenager Marcus Detweiler. He and Jaquavian Carter, a couple of teenage drivers here tonight that have gotten their first career victories this season. Well done to both.
All right, as we get ready for this race, I'll put you back to the split view. I really like that view as you get a view of whatever's going on in the track. One of the people can be taking a break. I can see what's going on here, but David's got a good shot there in the back stretch of a lot of things going on. He gets to shoot through that screen and keep track of a few things. But here in Farmer City for the day, ready for race 5 of 12 as we get going. Reminder here to like or subscribe us on
the Illinois Big Ten Colt Stakes. Dates back to 1953. That was the inaugural season, and the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair, a charter member of this longtime Illinois-bred county fair racing circuit. We've seen some great moments in the Big Ten through the years, and we've seen some fantastic races right here. I'll bet some of our seasoned racing fans remember there was a time years ago when a horse had to make 2 starts at an Illinois County Fair to be eligible to race in the Illinois State Fair Colt Stakes at Springfield. Then it went to 1 start at a county fair, and then in the early 90s, the state did away with that rule. But back in the day, as the saying goes, you would see a lot of Chicago stables that would ship down to the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair with some pretty high-powered racehorses to fulfill that county fair start requirement. The history, it runs deep at this Farmer City Fair, this Farmer City DeWitt County Fair, and also the other kind of horsepower, that Farmer City Raceway that sits on the infield. That quarter-mile high-banked racetrack has seen some legendary names in racing. Always fun to go racing, no matter if it's motorsports, if it's the equine variety, and we're glad to have you with us. Here they come, race 5. They're off and pacing. There goes Bappa's Old Fashioned. Young Marcus Detweiler goes right out for the early lead and already clears the traffic as they head into the first turn. So Bappa's Old Fashioned, in the blink of an eye, will go to the top and leads here early by a length and a half. Jimmy D. Shark comes away in second by 2 lengths. Captain Coondog is racing in third by a length. It's Monkey Dew is last of the 4, but right there with the other 3. Single file formation as they make the move up the back straightaway here at Farmer City, moving from south to north and approaching that quarter-mile mark. Bappa's Old Fashioned was determined to have that early lead. That was a strategy that worked in the 4th race this evening when the winner went right to the start and never looked back. So Bappa's Old Fashioned trying to do the same thing here in race 5, leads it by a length and a half. Then you've got Jimmy D. Shark, who's second by 2 lengths. Captain Coondog is racing in third by a length. It's Monkey Dew is last of the 4. Nobody stepping out of line just yet, so it remains nose to tail, single file formation, halfway home here in race 5 at Farmer City. Bappa's Old Fashioned is the leader. Bappa's Old Fashioned on top by a length and a half. Jimmy D. Shark is second, a length and a half. Captain Coondog is racing in third by 2. And It's Monkey Dew is last of the 4 as the field moves off the turn one more time off the south end of the track. And here comes It's Monkey Dew with a rush. It's Monkey Dew, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and now up to take the lead. And Captain Coondog starts to move from last as well. But don't count out Bappa's Old Fashioned, who's still there to the inside. So Bappa's Old Fashioned trying to fight back to regain the lead just to the inside of It's Monkey Dew with a quarter-mile remaining. They move on to the final turn. Back up at the front of the field. It is still side by side for the lead. Bappa's Old Fashioned has dropped back from the lead all the way into third as Jimmy D. Shark is moving out in the center of the racetrack and trying to give Michael Cox his second win on the card. Jimmy D. Shark, a sweeping move down the stretch to win it. Jimmy D. Shark won it by 4 lengths. Bappa's Old Fashioned rallied back up the inside to regain second on the wire. It's Monkey Dew was third, and Captain Coondog finished 4th. Number 2, Jimmy D. Shark, your unofficial winner. We'll meet the winner and make it official here in just a moment.
Well, Lisa, on the backstretch, it looked like a really good race, but it was Jimmy D. Shark to come up with the victory. They're in from about turn 4 on.
Yeah, there was definitely a change in position because originally Papa's was looking like that was going to be their race completely, and things definitely changed. 1-4.
Okay, as we take a look at that down the
and I don't even remember what I picked, so I can't even see if I did good or not.
I'll tell you here in just a minute what you picked. As we get ready here, race 5 finished. Well, and the winner of that race, Jimmy D. Shark, followed by Bappa's Old Fashioned. Bappa's Old Fashioned had a good race, came out strong on that backstretch. If you would
please come to the track for race 6. Come to the track, race 6, please.
It's Monkey Dew. 3rd and 4th captains, Coondog. They'll have the officials
Horseman,
here.
just a reminder that, as you well know, this time of year with the extreme heat and humidity, even if the radar looks clear, conditions are always ripe for a possible pop-up shower here and there. So we did check the forecast, and although there is no imminent weather present, we know this time of year it can pop up in a hurry. So just a reminder, we do have a big card tonight, so we near the halfway point on the program. Horsemen, if you would please come to the track with race number 6. Well, we talked about Michael Cox a little bit earlier. We told you he came from Missouri, made the move to Illinois back in the late 1980s. Mike was born in Chillicothe, Missouri. He now makes his home in Sherman, Illinois, just outside of our state capital. 2 wins tonight for Michael Cox. He teams up with trainer Jamaica Patton and owner David Williams out of Byron, Mississippi. How about a hand for the winner of race 5, number 2, Jimmy D. Shark. And I tell you, ever the horseman. We just heard Michael Cox tell the folks trackside. He said there are some horses warming up. We want to give them the right of way. Michael, that is a good heads-up maneuver there. And he says, I know what it's like to be in that spot. He says, I've warmed up my share of horses over the years. So now he looks up at the head of the stretch. He says, now we're clear along the inside lane. And he will get repositioned here with Jimmy D. Shark. This is a 2-year-old gelded son of Revenge Shark. Pretty good racehorse in his day. He won a leg of Pacing's Triple Crown.
Horse is hot.
And
he
stands
the lather
at
on that
Farrier's
was being
Acres in Arcola, Illinois. Again, our thanks to our queen and her court down trackside. And congratulations to owner breeder David Williams out of Byron, Mississippi. This is a first career win for this 2-year-old pacer, Jimmy D. Shark. It's what some of the horsemen call graduation day. When these young horses get their first victory, there he is, Jimmy D. Shark, a winner at Farmer City. We'll have the rundown in just a moment. And Brent, you're good to go on the winner, Jimmy D. Shark.
All right, Lisa. You and David picked that out just perfect. The 1, 2, 3. I didn't pick a horse.
Well, as I said, I told David that when we were getting ready, I said, I'm getting similar picks to you. I'm not for sure if that's good or bad. And it's like, it's hard to say because we don't look at each other's picks. I think that's the fun part. It's like, yeah, they're on a sheet, but you don't. David usually gets his in first. And then depending on what you're doing, if you get second choice or if I get second number sets, but it's everybody's choice, and it's kind of fun to see how we go about it.
All right. Watching from Prince Island, Canada.
Whoa.
Niall McKay. Glad to have you on board. Make sure you like and subscribe us up there, Niall. And Mr. Nance, Marcus got caught sleeping a little.
Here's
on
the
an
full
easy
field
lead
rundown.
there,
It is official
and Mike
for
Cox
race 5 from the top of the page.
him.
Captain Coondog.
Nice job, good race. Yeah,
4.
absolutely.
Jimmy
Thanks for
D.
your
Shark
comments.
was the winner. It's Monkey Dew finished 3. Boppa's Old Fashioned, the runner-up. The opening quarter, 34 and 3/5 seconds. The first half mile was 1:09 and 4. 3 quarters, 1:44 and 1/5. And the time for the mile, 2:12 and 4/5 of a second. Reads down 4:1.32. That brings us to race number 6 on the card. And there are no changes in that 6th race. Horseman 1 heads up after checking the radar. There is a system of thunderstorms which right now is in eastern Iowa.
Own a little and love it a lot. Thestable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. Thestable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Make plans now to attend the 25th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Established in 1999, the Illini Classic has been producing champions for a quarter century, including reigning Illinois Divisional Champions On Higher Ground and Scorecard Dandy. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 2nd at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield, beginning at 11 a.m. Central. Come join us and finish the summer strong.
Want to thank our sponsors out there, our 30-second commercial sponsors that you just heard from, and our what we call our billboard board sponsors. We thank them and the people that have donated to make Harness Tube reality and keep it free for our people watching and listening out there. We thank those people. We thank the comments that you can comment too on our YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button. That's number one thing when you go to YouTube, and then go to the chat section and you can send us a chat. You can send us who you're rooting for in a particular race, or you can tell us where you're watching from. We've got somebody from Prince Edward Island in Canada. Let us know. We've got people in Springfield. We've got people all over the place. We'd like to know where you're watching from if you want to send that to us. We know the horse Sour Grapes is a big watcher, but has a little trouble with the keypad, Lisa, with the hooves, trying to text us on a regular basis. As we get ready for the next race, they talk about weather that is east of us.
Great to have Brent Cordes as our MC here this evening, and our thanks to our fair president, Kurt Homan, who once again this year, he and the entire team have put together a fantastic program of racing and a great week lined up at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair. Ready to go here in race 6, second division of that Illinois Big Ten, 2-year-old colt and gelding pace. Purse $2,327. No changes. Number 1 is Fox Valley Jupiter, owned by Carla Santos of Springfield, trained by Dossie Miner, the driver, Alexander Conti. Number 2 is Secret Party, owned by Steve Searle of Grant Park, owned also by Mike Shivers of Piatone and Jory Orsini of Piatone, trained by Steve Searle. Casey Leonard is in the bike. 3, He's a Dark Shark, owned and trained by Kevin Miller of Arthur. Again, he bases his stable at the Champaign County Fairgrounds. Brian Lohman of Broadlands, the co-owner, and Marcus Detweiler is the driver. Number 4, Bold Victor, owned by the Flacco family farms of Alexis near Galesburg, of Dr. Richard and Arlene Flacco, and also Rick and Tabby Flacco, owned as well by Jill Brown of Charleston, and Jill's husband, Chris Brown, is in the race bike. Headed to the starting gate for race 6. Always good to welcome all of our owners in the game. As the saying goes, if the owners don't make an investment in these horses, it would be pretty tough to have the sport of harness racing. So every time we see owners in the program, we appreciate one and all who make the investment. And that includes some brand new owners, brand new to the game of harness racing here in race 6. Number 2, Secret Party. The co-owners, Mike Shivers of Piatone and Jory Orsini of Piatone. First time they've ever owned a racehorse, and they've teamed up with a veteran horseman, Steve Searle, as their partner. View. Headed to the gate, race 6.
All right, let's take a look at our picks for this race. Race 6 is we're about halfway through. It looks like David's out there by himself. He's picking Fox Valley Jupiter with Alexander Conte as a driver, and he may know something that we don't know there. He picked the 4-horse, which Lisa and I picked the 4-horse to win this. Bold Victor, Chris Brown driven, Jill Brown trained horse. He picked
at the post gates rolling.
All right, looks like we're about ready to go, Lisa. They're moving.
Okay.
All
I
right.
didn't know. I didn't actually remember hearing the.
I don't think they've been using that today. We'll go to Kurt Becker.
Field is on the north turn. Horsemen be ready at the barns with race 7. Again, horsemen be ready at the barns with race 7. Track is hot. We're ready to go. Race 6 coming down for the start. They are off and pacing. There goes Bold Victor right out for the early lead. And as we've seen throughout the course of the evening, the far outside starting spot in that front tier, the drivers have been firing out fast to clear that inside traffic. And it will be the same case here. Bold Victor, left from the far outside, clears all of the inside traffic and leads them onto the backstretch. Bold Victor on top by 3 lengths here early on. Fox Valley Jupiter travels in second. Secret Party has dropped out to the back right behind He's a Dark Shark, who moves up 1 spot into the 3rd position. Bold Victor is the leader. They go on by the quarter-mile mark and work their way up toward the north end of the racetrack. So Bold Victor shows the way here. Again, left very fast from the gate and has the advantage, has it by 3 lengths for Chris Brown. Fox Valley Jupiter goes second by 3, and then He's a Dark Shark in 3rd, and Secret Party is last of the 4. Just over 1 circuit to go here in race number 6, a division of the Illinois Big Ten Colt Stakes. 2-year-old Colton Gelding Pace, Bold Victor, leading for Chris Brown out of Charleston, Illinois, as Fox Valley Jupiter still 3 lengths away in second. And then He's a Dark Shark is 3rd, and Secret Party last of the 4. They swing around that south turn, and Bold Victor opens up on a 5-length lead, and here comes He's a Dark Shark. He's a Dark Shark is moving up on the outside to take second, but he's still 4 lengths off the lead. Fox Valley Jupiter drops back into 3rd, and we've got a challenge shaping up for the lead and potentially the win as they go by the 3/4. Bold Victor will have to fend off He's a Dark Shark, who's right there as they move to the final turn within striking position. Bold Victor has led since the start, though, and maintains a 3-length lead as He's a Dark Shark is second. And don't count out Fox Valley Jupiter, who's moving wide in 3rd. Can Bold Victor hang on? Well, here comes He's a Dark Shark. Here comes Fox Valley Jupiter, and Shark has the lead. He's a Dark Shark rolls on by down the home stretch at Farmer City, and He's a Dark Shark wins it by 3.5 lengths. Fox Valley Jupiter up for second. Bold Victor was 3rd, and Secret Party was across the line in 4th. Number 3, He's a Dark Shark, your unofficial winner. We'll meet the winner in a moment. Horseman, you may come to the track with race 7. Race 7, come to the track, please.
All right, Lisa, race 6 finished up there. And horse came from second place. And to win that race, and again, a nice race to watch. The number 1 horse finishing second. The number 2 horse finishing 4th. The number 3 horse winning the race. And the number 4 horse finishing 3rd. From the bottom, or from the top to the bottom, 2, 4, 1, 3. The 1 at 2, the 2 at 4, the 3 at 1, and the 4 at 3 with
And how did we do with picking?
Well, that's a good question. You know that? Let me get this out of the way so that we can see what happened here. And so with those picks, well, let's see. David picked the 1 horse. You and I picked the 4 horse. We did not win. None of us did well on that. So that was not a good pick.
Well, when
by
you're
all of
18
us.
years old, like Marcus Detweiler, and you get a job working as a caretaker and assistant for the Kevin Miller stable, which is one of the leading stables in Illinois, and then when you say, you know, I'd like to drive some racehorses, you're accepting a pretty big, well, I guess you would say just a big challenge. You're putting a lot of pressure on yourself when you're 18 and you step forward and tell a guy like Kevin Miller, Kevin, I would like to drive some of these things. And there's no better way to earn the confidence of your owners and your trainers then going into the race bike and coming home a winner. Second career win, 18 years of age, out of Sullivan, Illinois. How about a hand for Marcus Detweiler? Another winner for Revenge Shark, the sire of this 2-year-old pacer. Trained and co-owned by Kevin Miller of Arthur, owned also by Brian Lohman of Broadlands, Illinois. This pacer bred by the Island Sun stable of Florida. And Marcus Detweiler with the winning drive. Here comes that Farmer City DeWitt County Fair banner. Our Queen and her court unveiled that banner once again. And Marcus Detweiler doing something that he hopes he'll get to do a lot in the years to come, and that is pose in the winner's circle. Marcus, you tell the gang hello in Sullivan for us, and congratulations. Well done. And again, Brent, you're good here on the winner. He's a dark shark. We'll turn it over to you, and we'll have the full field rundown in just a moment.
Okay, Lisa, second career win, and we've got to see him win both of those races.
Yes.
And yes, an upcoming driver here that we have seen a lot of drivers, upcoming drivers that have won, and that's not my good side, by the way.
I just thought I'd get a look at the who's here. I haven't done that because usually I'm in the stands with them. So kind of give a look at it. Don't have a lot in the stands, but they're loud. They're having a good time up here.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of Marcus Detweiler fans up there, too. What do you think?
There are, and there's a beer garden to the left of me, and I can see there's a crowd over there. It's just not right behind me.
Beer and horses. Isn't there a country song about beer and horses?
I bet there is one, and if not, I bet she could write one.
All right. Mitch Titus says, go Marcus out there. We've got, let's see, Richie Town in Freeport watching out there. We thank them for being out there and watching. Mitch Titus, we know down there from the Charleston area. We appreciate them, and we can't wait to come down there to Charleston here in a couple of weeks. Lisa?
Yes, we know a couple good places to eat down there.
Oh, absolutely. What is it, Blackie's Bar and Grill or whatever we did the last time we were down there? In fact, we were headed down south of there, and we ate twice. And so also we've got a nice bed and breakfast. A shout-out to the people south of town there that have a bed and breakfast that we stay at, a nice little, cabin in the country is what we like down there. So if people, you miss some of the fair flavor when you miss going to the fairs, miss eating fair food, staying in the area, seeing some of the area things. Some of Lisa and I's favorite things to do as we travel doing harness racing is to find the local restaurants and eateries and places that people go to in those areas and find those places. I know some people probably not a big fan of bologna, but when we were in DeCoin, we found a bar down there that had smoked fried bologna sandwiches. So they smoked the whole, I'm going to call it loin of bologna, and then they fry it and have bologna sandwiches. That's one of their fare. But you find these little things as you visit fairs and you visit communities during the summer. A trip down to Casey, all the big stuff that they've got in Casey, right, Lisa?
Absolutely. That was a fun trip. And it's one to talk to some of the locals because they can guide you as to some of the what we say the local flair, not your normal chain eating places, because unfortunately there's a lot of those, which we need. But if we can go to a little local, we'd prefer that because we know how hard they work to keep those little local flairs going.
Oh, absolutely. So with that, we're going to take a quick station break. We'll be back after these messages.
Have you ever thought about opening the door to a new truck driving career? If so, B&N Trucking is looking for you. At B&N Trucking, we offer competitive pay, healthcare, 401k, paid vacation, and holiday pay. B&N Trucking is currently looking for over-the-road, regional, and home every-night delivery specialists. B&N Trucking runs the latest in modern equipment. For full details, please visit bnntrucking.net or call 217-289-3555.
Make plans now to attend the 25th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Established in 1999, the Illini Classic has been producing champions for a quarter century, including reigning Illinois divisional champions On Higher Ground and Scorecard Dandy. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 2nd at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield, beginning at 11 a.m. Central. Come join us and finish the summer strong.
Yearling sale. Again, Horseman, a reminder, the yearling sale is coming up on Labor Day weekend, August 31st, on Saturday, August 31st, at the Land of Lincoln sale at Sherman, and on Labor Day, Monday, September 2nd, the Illini Classic at Springfield. Horseman, come to the track, please. Race 7.
Back with you, Steve Surratt, Lisa Surratt. We finally heard from David Brink. He is alive. We saw him moving out there in between turns 3 and 4. What a great shot he's given us from out there. First time we've done 2 cameras. So that may be something we do more in the future, but we need more people to be able to do this. But it's worked out great today as we're here at the DeWitt County Fair. Here on Harness Tube, we've heard from a lot of people today. We'd like to hear from you out there on YouTube. Number 1, subscribe to us. Number 2, get in the chat. Send us something. Send us maybe what your picks are for the races. As we've got them up on the screen as we get ready. What are we doing here, Lisa? Race 7, aren't we?
Yes, that is correct. 5 horses in this race. I don't have any corrections on my sheet, but I didn't do it. So, True Fortune, Illini Diva, GL Linda Grid, Luz Esmeraldo, and Fox Valley Jesse is who I've got. I don't have any scratches marked.
Please note, in the upcoming 7th race, the driver of the 2, Illini Diva, Matt Avenatti.
Matt Avenatti is going to be doing
in the 7th
number
race,
2.
The driver of the 2, Illini Diva, Matt Avenatti. And keep in mind, the driver of the 4, Luz Esmeralda, is Casey Leonard. Casey Leonard drives number 4, Luz Esmeralda.
We'll get that change made for you here in the race. Let's see.
From the top up at bottom. Let's try that one more time. Top to bottom, Leroy Hunt will be doing True Fortune. Matt Avenatti will do Illini Diva. Darla Martin Lohman will be doing GL Linda Grid. Casey Leonard will be Luz Esmeraldo, and Mike Cox will be on Fox Valley Jesse. Mike's had a good run so far today. We'll see if he can maybe pull off his 3rd victory.
Okay, as I'm making those changes.
He's making a couple noted changes there.
As we get ready. Let's see.
Because of that, I didn't put the ARP choices down on that.
And I made a mistake here. I'm in the wrong race.
David says he is doing fine out there. He says, checking on us, and says, I'm assuming all's well on your end too. And now that the sun has moved down from us, I think everybody's feeling a little better.
Yep, I've got a mess up here as I get ready to change things. If you want to keep
Horses are on the track for race 7, the Illinois Big Ten Colt Stakes 3-year-old filly trot, the Walker Tire race, and the Bill Maxwell Memorial, as Brent referenced just a moment ago. Purse of $4,000. Let's meet the starters. Number 1 is True Fortune, owned by Milton Greer of Jackson, Tennessee, trained and driven by Leroy Hunt. 2, Illini Diva, owned by Keith and Kevin Miller of Arthur, Glenn Otto of Arthur, Brian Lohman of Broadlands, trained by Kevin Miller. The driver is Matt Avenatti. Number 3, GJ Lindegrit, owned by Larry Longnecker of Sumner, Darla Martin Lohman of Effingham, Darla the trainer driver. 4, Luz Esmeralda, owned by the Flacco Family Farms, LLC of Alexis, trained by Jill Brown. Contrary to the program, the driver Casey Leonard. Number 5 is Fox Valley Jesse, owned by Sherry Boldovich of Lakewood, Colorado. Jamaica Patton, Rochester, Illinois. Linda Allhands of Monticello, Illinois, trained by Jamaica Patton. The driver is Michael Cox. This is a lineup that brings together a couple of fillies that won here 1 year ago. We mentioned that because number 3, G.J. Linda Grit, was a winner here last year, and so was the 5, Fox Valley Jesse. They split, the 2-year-old filly trot split into 2 divisions last year. So G.J. Lindegrit and Fox Valley Jesse, they went different directions on this night a year ago, different divisions, and they each got to the winner's circle. But tonight they have to face each other, and a good solid field from top to bottom, up and down the page here in Race 7. Walker Tire and Muffler, they date back to the 1930s with locations in Farmer City and Clinton. And Bill Maxwell, racing official, racehorse owner, was the breeder of the great Illinois champion trotting filly Betsy June, whom he co-owned with brother Jack. Raced to so many memorable wins, Betsy June did in the late 1980s, especially at the Illinois State Fairs at Springfield and DuQuoin. Race number 7, headed to the gate in just a moment.
David's probably getting you some good picturing down on that side because they are doing some turning down on that end of the track versus coming all the way back down here. I'm not for sure if they're all going to, if they're going to parade by one more time, but there's another little track over there that they've done some turnarounds on.
All right, we'll give you the split view out there, what Lisa's giving you and what David is giving you out there. I hope I've got all the changes done on this race.
Coming by me right now.
And
so
I may have to
look
make
like
some.
they're coming back across here.
I may have to make some changes because my changes went on the wrong card. But
horse number 1, True Fortune, there just drove by.
All right.
Number 4 is Luz Esmeralda, and that one is got lathered all up. And number 5, Fox Valley Jesse by Michael Cox, just was the final one there. But Luz Esmeralda definitely looked like it had soap suds all around her.
Well, everybody.
Always a lot of great fan support for the harness racers at the Farmer City DeWitt County
and
Fair.
Darla's on
this
the other
goes
side.
back many, many years. We talk about it every year at the races. Some of us are old enough to remember back in the 1970s when Bob Veach was the track announcer at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair, and you could tune in and listen on WHOW. They would have a live broadcast each racing day, and Bob Veach was the track announcer, and I remember Bob would always encourage the racing fans, and he would say, when they came down past the halfway point, he would say, give them a little encouragement, folks. Let them know that you're cheering for them. And boy, that lesson has stuck with racing fans ever since at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair. Great to see everyone tonight and the enthusiastic cheering and support for the horses and the horsemen alike. They are at the post, the gates rolling as we move into the second half of the card. Race 7, the Big Ten 3-year-old filly trot.
Well, I will tell you, all three of us picked the 3 horse to win this race. G.J. Lindegrit. David and I went 3-1-5, and Lisa went 3-2-5. Lisa picked the Illini Diva to finish second. We picked True Fortune to
Here they
finish
come.
second.
Fox Valley Jesse off stride behind the gate, and also Luz Esmeralda. So Luz Esmeralda and Fox Valley Jesse both off stride before the start. The others are off and trotting, and there goes True Fortune for the lead. G.J. Lindegrit comes away in the second position as they move around the south turn. Illini Diva is third. Then there's a gap of 10 more lengths back to Luz Esmeralda in fourth, and a gap of 20 more back of her. Fox Valley Jesse trails as Luz Esmeralda is off stride once again. Back up at the front of the field, True Fortune is the leader. Now, True Fortune was runner-up here to G.J. Lindegrit 1 year ago. So True Fortune is going to try to turn the tables tonight here at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair, hoping to avenge that loss. So far, so good for True Fortune. Gap of 3 lengths. G.J. Lindegrit travels along in second, a length and a half. Illini Diva is in the third position. Luz Esmeralda is fourth, and a gap of 25 more lengths back to Fox Valley Jesse, who is last. True Fortune halfway home in race 7, the Walker Tire and Muffler race, the Bill Maxwell Memorial event. Back to the south end of the track they go. True Fortune still leads, but now the lead is down to 2 lengths. G.J. Lindegrit is right there in second position. Illini Diva is third. Now G.J. Lindegrit is ready to move right now. Here comes G.J. Lindegrit, changes lanes from left to right to challenge True Fortune. True Fortune still has the lead. G.J. Lindegrit begins to draw alongside. She just keeps inching forward at the wheel, at the saddle pad, at the throat latch, and now moving up on the outside, GJ Linda Grit as they swing around the far turn, but still second, still a half length off the lead as True Fortune saves the ground along the inside lane of the racetrack, and Illini Diva moves into contention. Diva's going to go out to the center of the track. True Fortune is still the leader, but now GJ Linda Grit and Illini Diva coming on. GJ Linda Grit, Illini Diva. GJ Linda Grit, Illini Diva. Here's the wire. Oh, I believe Diva got it. I think Diva got it. I think she did. We are going to defer. We will defer to our photo finish technician, Emma Schrock, but Illini Diva had all kinds of momentum coming down to the wire, and we will find out from Emma in just a moment. If she didn't get there, it'll be GJ Linda Grit. It'll be one of those two. But we know that the momentum late was on the side of Illini Diva, but only Emma Schrock can tell us the official answer because she is our photo finish technician. We'll find out in a moment.
Well, Lisa, a little pressure on our friend next to us there.
That is absolutely correct.
I would agree that was the case. I think True Fortune won that race.
I think Linden Grid backed off just a smidgen.
I mean, Illini Diva.
I think I'd like to go jump behind that truck.
Get wet.
Yes, that looked and felt.
This is close. Both drivers are working their way back around the south turn. Both Matt Avenatti and Darla Martin Lohman awaiting the result of the photo. A lot of times the drivers know for sure, so with both drivers uncertain, both of them coming back, this could get interesting. We're about to find out.
Folks, this is
the result
unofficial.
of the photo is in. The winner, number 2, Illini Diva.
2, 3, 4.
Illini Diva had all of that momentum late, and it isn't easy to beat a filly like GJ Linda Grit, who's one of the absolute best in Illinois.
Smile good.
GJ Linda Grit, to put that in perspective, folks, GJ Linda Grit was going for her 10th win tonight and just got denied in the shadow of the wire by Illini Diva. Do we have any Fighting Illini fans here? I figured as much, as we are just a scant few miles from the campus, and Mr. Matt Avenatti is your winning driver, and he is joined by brother Lane Avenatti down trackside as Illini Diva wins for Keith and Kevin Miller of Arthur, Glenn Otto of Arthur, Brian Lohman of Broadlands, and breeder Ed Teefee, trainer Kevin Miller, driver Matt Avenatti. And here comes the banner down trackside for the Walker Tire and Muffler race and the Bill Maxwell Memorial. We talked about Bill breeding great trotters like Betsy June, that champion Illinois filly. How fitting it is to have such a thrilling race tonight in the Bill Maxwell Memorial 3-year-old filly trot. A popular winner in Fighting Illini country, Illini Diva. We'll have the full field rundown for you in just a moment. That is 3 wins tonight for trainer Kevin Miller. That is 2 wins tonight for driver Matt Avenatti, as the winning trotting filly is a daughter of Lou's Legacy, the reigning Illinois trotting stallion of the year. Also, congratulations are in order to owners Kevin Miller and Brian Lohman, back-to-back winners as owners on the card. Here's the official full field rundown. True Fortune finished 3. Illini Diva, the winner. GJ Linda Grit was the runner-up. Luz Esmeralda finished 4, and Fox Valley Jesse was 5. The opening quarter, 31-3. The first half mile, 102-4. 3 quarters, 134-3/5. And the time for the mile, 2:05 3. 2:05 3/5. Reads down 3:12.4 5. 8th race is coming up.
When I started at DOT, I realized I could make a career out of this. It's just amazing the people you get to interact with when you get here. It's a family atmosphere for me. One of my main jobs is talking to people, trying to understand what's going on, where they're at in life, what they're needing from me to get their job done. I've met so many people, and it's been a real blessing to be a part of all that. Big company in a small town, that's a fact. When my life needed growth, I chose DOT, and I never left.
Want to remind you that you can advertise with us. You can have an ad here on Harness Tube, a 30-second ad. You can have what we call our billboard ads with just like your business card or just your business logo on the front of it. Or you can make a donation to Harness Tube if you're just a fan and you want to continue to help us keep this free to the communities out there and the people that are out here watching. A hot day today. A lot of older folks cannot come out. Lisa, or people with breathing problems cannot get out, and that's what Harness Tube is for. A lot of our age group is aging.
That and just listening to Kurt talk that Jill, one of the trainers, was way out in Kentucky. So even some of the other horsemen and horsewomen are not able to be at them. And so they, I know, watch because they can see what the other horses are doing also.
Okay, we got some notes out here. Mr. Nance says Marcus is looking good for being 19 years old. That's back in on Marcus winning the race before. And then here's a big win. Mr. Harold Finn out there says Marcus is doing very well. One to keep an eye on, exclamation mark. And that's coming from somebody that's in harness racing, folks. And, you know, these young kids, we love to see these young kids not only getting into driving the horses, but he's into training the horses. And that's huge. That's going to keep harness racing going for a long time.
Another generation. That's what you got to keep look at. Unfortunately, some of the drivers are putting some, like all of us, aging a little bit, and so you've got to raise up the next generation in order to keep this sport alive.
And what we're doing with YouTube is trying to get another generation of viewers. Yes, our older harness racing people are getting older and not making it to the racetrack. It's there for them, but also to attract newer people out here to harness racing so that we can continue to see harness racing grow in the state of Illinois. Folks, if you've not been to a live race, go. If you can't get out to a race, have a watch party. Have some betting going on at the house. Get some fair food going on. Make some corn dogs. Do, whatever you want. Chili, cheese steaks, whatever you want to make there at home, and watch harness racing. Call your friends over, and it's addicting once you get to watching and get to know some of these people. When you come to the track, folks, harness racing is this thing. You can walk through the barns back there, folks, and you can talk to drivers, and you can talk to owners, and you can talk to trainers. It's a very open community because they love it when people are interested in what they're doing. And so help them out in any way. Go to your local. If it's Urbana, one of the tracks we got coming up, or Paris, go by. There are people training at those tracks, and support them. Ask them questions. Ask how you can get involved. And you can do that. And so with that, we're going to take a look at this next race coming up, Lisa, as we take a look at race 8 coming forward, and we'll turn Kurt back up just in case he pops in here. Fireball's Pride is a like by David and I for the first place. Fox Valley Nautica for second. Lisa picked that horse first and fixed Fireball's Pride for second. And then David and Lisa both picked the 5-horse Dashing Durango, the Jill Brown horse, for the third place horse. And so that's what our picks look like, and I'm trying to take a look here. We're at race 8, and Casey Leonard, I'll get the horse changes out here for us. on that. Lisa, anything you want to add to the broadcast?
Well, let me take a look at this one. I actually was checking to see if David had anything different down. So we are on race 8, so that helps if I turn the page. Dashing Durango is a name that we see a lot, but has not been showing its wear quite so good yet this year. But, oh, there was some interference.
Yeah, what was that?
I have no clue.
Okay.
I have mics behind me, so
I got a feeling that was our friend upstairs, maybe.
It could be. Fox Valley is always the family lineage line there is always a good one. Darla, she's done some good racing. And I just hear it given the call for the racing to appear there.
Yes, and unfortunately I heard that nasty thing that we've been trying to get.
Jerome Daniels shows good.
Retry.
So as I said, the
horses are on the track for race 8, the Illinois Big Ten Colt Stakes 3-year-old Colton Gelding Trot for a purse of $4,172. A reminder that Casey Leonard is the driver for number 2, Fox Valley Nautica. Casey Leonard drives number 2. And the driver of the 5, Dashing Durango, that'll be Chris Brown. Chris Brown drives number 5, Dashing Durango. Number 1 is TVS Cosmac, owned, trained, and driven by Jerome Daniels of Springfield, co-owned by David Williams out of Byram, Mississippi. Number 2, Fox Valley Nautica, owned by Kevin and Keith Miller and Glenn Otto of Arthur. Lester Detweiler of Sullivan, trained by Kevin Miller. Casey Leonard is in the bike. 3, Fireball's Pride is owned by Chuck Doring of Brownstown, and co-owned by the trainer-driver Darla Martin Lohman of Effingham. Number 4 is Loy's Hulk Smash, making his first career start. Number 4, owned by Jackson Loy of Beecher City and trained and driven by Mike Rogers. Completing the field, number 5, Dashing Durango, owned by Dr. Stephen Rennard of Hamilton. The trainer, Jill Brown. The driver is Chris Brown. Number 3, Fireball's Pride, as they parade past the stands. Fireball's Pride hoping to repeat a victory from last year over this racetrack. Last year, Fireball's Pride winner at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair by a 10-length margin. Headed to the gate, race 8.
I have to say, Lisa, that was the cleanest parade we've had all day long.
They actually were all right on line there.
As we get ready to race, you get both of the camera views that we've got there. David clear out between 2 and 3. And when he shoots this direction, he's shooting through the fence. But David doing a great job out there in 3 and 4 for us. Lisa, mostly the main stretch into 1 and 2 and the back stretch. David will pick him up coming into turn 3 and out of turn 4. With his camera, and some pretty good camera
picking up here at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair. Checked the radar a moment ago. Checked AccuWeather.com, and while there is a chance of some rain, it is not until later tonight. AccuWeather showing the chance for rain here in DeWitt County. It increases quite a bit after 11 p.m., but there is a big line of thunderstorms still moving through the Quad Cities area, starting to move a little bit closer toward Peoria. And again, the radar shows a combination of green and yellow and red. So thank you, Caleb Moody, for the update on the radar. AccuWeather.com. But again, when we checked AccuWeather, the hour-by-hour forecast, they are showing that the chance of rain here in DeWitt County doesn't really start to increase until 11 p.m. or a little bit thereafter. Right now, we are at the post. The gates rolling for race number 8 of our 12 events here tonight. Great to have you with us, folks. Field is just over an eighth of a mile from the start. Absolutely one of the most enthusiastic crowds of racing fans that we have seen all summer. Well done, race fans. Here they come, race 8. They are often trotting, and there goes Fireball's Pride out for the lead. Dashing Durango gets away second. TVS Cosmac comes away in third as they swing around the first turn and head toward the quarter-mile mark. Fox Valley Nautica is racing in fourth, and Loy's Hulk Smash is last of the 5. At the front of the field, Fireball's Pride. Fireball's Pride leads them up the backstretch and leads it by just 1 length. Dashing Durango travels in second and a gap of 3 lengths back to TBS Cosmac in third position as they go on by the quarter-mile mark. And then further back, Fox Valley Nautica, Loy's Hulk Smash as they work their way up toward the north end of this half-mile racetrack, this historic half-mile layout, as they work their way back toward the top of the stretch. They're all chasing Fireball's Pride. Fireball's Pride leads it by a length and a half to Dashing Durango, who goes second, and then TBS Cosmac, Fox Valley Nautica, and Loy's Hulk Smash. No one stepping out of line. Still 1 lap to go here in race 8 this evening at Farmer City. And the cheers of the crowd encouraging these horses and horsemen as they work their way back toward the south end. Casey Leonard, the first driver to move. He's got Fox Valley Nautica moving from 4th position, now taking 3rd, still 4 lengths off the lead. At the front, it is Fireball's Pride. Fireball's Pride, winner here 1 year ago and seeking to repeat that victory, has led all the way thus far. And Fireball's Pride on top by 2 lengths. Fox Valley Nautica moves up into the 2nd position. Then Dashing Durango is racing in 3rd. The question now, can Fox Valley Nautica keep moving forward, and can he catch Fireball's Pride? Well, we're about to find out as the field works on to the final turn. Fireball's Pride to the inside and Fox Valley Nautica to the outside, and TBS Cosmac 3 wide. From 3rd, it is still wide open as they turn for home. Who will it be? Fireball's Pride cut the corner and has the lead by 2 lengths. Oh, Fox Valley Nautica put in a bad step and is off stride. Late charge from TBS Cosmac, but no catching Fireball's Pride. Fireball's Pride won it by a length on the line. TBS Cosmac 2nd. Fox Valley Nautica off stride 3rd, but was well clear of Dashing Durango, who was 4th. And finally, it was Loy's Hulk Smash who completed the field. Good effort in his first career start. We'll meet the winner in just a moment, Fireball's Pride.
Okay, Lisa, it was going to be more exciting there, but off stride was
made a change there at the very
Fox
last
Valley
piece.
Nautica was off stride, correct?
Yeah.
Horsemen, you may come to the track with race 9. Race 9, come to the track, please.
Unofficial results out there as we get ready here.
Fireball's taking number 1 spot.
Yeah, Fireball, the number 1 spot, was clear. In the 2nd spot is TV's Cosmac out there for the 2nd place in that. This was race 8. And so with race 8, the number 3 horse, David and I picked. Guess what? Lisa, you did not pick the right horse.
Well, doggone me.
David picked the number 2 horse, so did I, to finish 2nd, but that didn't happen. And the Dashing Durango, you and David picked to finish 3rd, did not.
No,
The winner was the only thing David and I got correct.
Folks, that is 2 wins tonight for Greenfield, Indiana native, and now Effingham, Illinois resident, Darla Martin Lohman. I know we have a lot of race fans here tonight, and we have a lot of ladies who are race fans here tonight. Ladies, let Darla hear it. How about Darla Martin Lohman? Darla, a winner of over 600 races in her career as a harness horse driver, grew up in Indiana, relocated several years ago to Illinois. She's the co-owner of Fireball's Pride along with Chuck Doring. Chuck makes his home in Brownstown down in Fayette County. Fairmeadow Farm of the late Carl Becker bred the winner, who is a 3-year-old gelded son of Desjarbro. 8th career win for Fireball's Pride. And Darla Martin Lohman knows a thing or two about hard work because she worked and paid her dues, and it has paid off now as she has one of the leading stables in Illinois. And that is a training double and a driving double for the lady in the brown, gold, and white colors, Darla Martin Lohman. We'll have the full field rundown, and we will recap all of the fractional times. In fact, we're going to do that for you right now. Here is the official full field rundown in the eighth race. From the top of the page, TVS Cosmac was the runner-up. Fox Valley Nautica finished 3. Fireball's Pride was the winner. Loe's Hulk Smash finished 5. Dashing Durango was 4. The opening quarter, 32-1. The first half mile, 104-2. 3 quarters, 136-4. And the time for the mile, 2:06 3/5. Reads down 2:31.54. Ninth race is on the way. There are no scratches in this ninth event. One quick note as we hand it back over to Brent for Pick a Winner. Wanted to mention we saw Linda Allhands in the stands here tonight, and she's not only a racing fan but a racing official and an owner of racehorses. Her daughter and son-in-law recently opened a business in Dewitt County at Clinton. It is the J Squared Aquatic Pet Store. So congratulations to everybody connected with J Squared, and we learned about that because our Farmer City Fair president, Kurt Homan, gave us a heads up. He said, hey, I was at a ribbon cutting the other day, and he said, lo and behold, I saw some harness racing people. So keep up the good work at J Squared in Clinton. Time now to play Pick a Winner. Brent is ready to give away some money.
Own a little and love it a lot. Thestable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. Thestable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
Make plans now to attend the 25th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Established in 1999, the Illini Classic has been producing champions for a quarter century, including reigning Illinois Divisional Champions On Higher Ground and Scorecard Dandy. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 2nd at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield, beginning at 11 a.m. Central. Come join us and finish the summer strong.
LM Concrete Construction takes pride in providing quality concrete work to Mount Sterling and the surrounding areas, specializing in flat work, sidewalks, residential, new buildings, or add-ons, commercial and decorative concrete. Call Lorenzo Martinez for all your concrete needs at 779-279-4413. That's 779-279-4413.
Back with you with Harness Tube. We want to thank all of our sponsors out there that help us out with this. We want to thank our donors. It is not possible without these donors and our advertisers for us to keep this free to you. And if you would like to donate or be an advertiser, you can donate by going to Venmo or PayPal at Harness Tube. That's Venmo or PayPal at Harness Tube or P.O. Box 63, Mount Sterling, Illinois 62353 if you want to send that old-fashioned check. Or we've had people come by and just hand us money while they were at the harness races, and we make sure that that gets around to David and what's going on. As we get ready for race 9 here, Lisa, let's take a look. And let's see, I've got to make some driving changes here. If you want to go through... Let's see,
I can tell you the horses I probably don't have because I didn't make the driver changes early on. Yeah. But IYQ and Only You is our first one, and I think Freddie Patton Jr. is still going to be on it.
Yeah, no changes till about the 4th horse.
Okay. Number 2 is a common one for us, Big Flicka. He's going to be driven by Matt Avenatti. Number 3 is Hot Like Mama, and that is Cornelia Cabot. Number 4 is Fox Valley Beacon, but there has been a change there.
That's going to be JT White on that horse.
Okay.
On the 4 horse.
Number 5.
Pasqualina.
Thank you, and that's driven by Mike Rogers.
Michael Cox.
Michael Cox. It's still a Michael, just a different Mike. And number 6, Chiquita Banana. I mean, just Chiquita, and that's by Freddie Patton Jr.
Well, no, guess who's driving that?
Oh, man.
Jaquan Carter. You know,
Freddie's getting his young guy in there.
Carter, excuse me.
Getting the young boy out
Carter.
there. Freddie Patton is actually the trainer of 2 of the horses, and that is number 1 and number 6 in
Waiting
this
for
one.
Big Flicka, and then we'll be ready to go here in the 9th race as we now move to 8 o'clock. The good news, bad news situation is the good news with the lighting system that is used for the quarter-mile high bank stock car track, we do have a number of lights, as everyone can see, that are functioning around parts of this half-mile racetrack. We pick up a little bit of the effect of some of those infield lights, and there are lights here along the home stretch as well. Not as much lighting over there on the north end of the track off the end of the backstretch and over on that north turn. And likewise, not a great deal of lighting in that south turn in certain sections. So, Horseman, we talked about the weather, and we think we're going to be able to dodge any weather issues because, again, the forecast doesn't call for thunderstorms until potentially 11 p.m. or later, if they come at all. But there is that factor of darkness. We've got races 9, 10, 11, and 12 yet to go here. The last horse is coming to the track. Race 9 is coming to the racetrack, so the starters are out for the 9th race.
All right, with that, Lisa, let's talk about our picks real quick. I'll hit Kurt off real quick. The number 2 horse picked by all 3 of us, Big Flicka, driven by Matt Avanetti. The number 1 horse, David and I picked for second, IYQ in Only You. You picked the number 3, Hot Like a Mama, for the second horse. And third, David picked the 5 horse, Pasqualina, by Michael Cox driving. I picked the 4 horse, Fox Valley Beacon, and you picked the 1 horse, IYQ in Only You. And so with that, we'll go back to Kurt Becker.
You can check out the schedule and all the latest happenings at IlliniRowing.com. Big Ten 3-year-old filly pace for a purse of $4,300 plus. No scratches, several driver changes. We'll recap those right now as we go through the post-parade. Number 1 is IYQ and Only You, owned by Bart Seals of Altamont, trained and driven by Freddie Patton Jr. 2, Big Flicka, owned by Nan Turner of Argenta, trained by John Fletcher, Matt Avanetti in the bike. 3 is Hot Like Mama, owned by Cedric Daniels of Jackson, Mississippi. The trainer and the driver is Cornelius Cavett. 4 is Fox Valley Beacon, owned by Chase Porter of DuQuoin, trained by Mike Rogers. Contrary to the program, JT White is the driver for number 4. Number 5, Pasqualina, owned by Eligio Boccia of Chicago Heights, Illinois, trained by Mike Rogers. But contrary to the program, Michael Cox is the driver of number 5, Pasqualina. And completing the lineup, Chiquitita, number 6, is owned by David Williams and Laverius Carter of Byron, Mississippi and Clinton, Mississippi, trained by Freddie Patton Jr. Contrary to the program, the driver of the 6, Chiquitita, is Jaquavian Carter. Headed to the gate for this 9th race, Big Flicka, number 2, big winner here as a 2-year-old. 1 year ago on race night when Big Flicka got impeded at the start. 3 horses broke stride around her, interfered with her progress, and she still came back and won. Talking about number 2 in front of the stands right now, Big Flicka. That girl went a big race here 1 year ago.
Lisa, we got a comment out there. Mr. Nance likes in race 9. He likes Big Flicka. Well,
absolutely,
so do we.
love it.
Everybody
Hearing the
here.
fans call out and cheering for
and
their
the
favorite
fans
horse
behind
by
us are
number.
jumping between 2 and 3.
It is fantastic.
Dusty likes Hot Like a Mama.
Coleman and how important it was to Kurt to restore racing and the entire fair board here at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair. And it's just incredible to see the crowd tonight and to hear the cheers and the fun. This is what it's all about. This is the great part. One of many great things about grassroots county fair racing. Fun at the old ballpark. Getting ready to head to the starting gate, race 9.
Number
Do you have your iris all the way open?
2.
Horsemen, please be ready at the barns with race 10. Again, please be ready at the barns with that 10th race as we now start to move past 8 p.m. local Central Time and just trying to stay ahead of the darkness. Again, we're grateful for the lighting system that we have. It's one of the benefits of having a complex that we share with the Farmer City Raceway. So, nonetheless, we would like to get this wrapped up before the sun completely drops over the horizon under this cloud cover overhead. Right now, they're at the post. The gate's rolling for race 9. Big Flicka, she's had some difficulty behind the starting gate this year with breaking stride, and that has happened once again. Big Flicka is the filly that is far, far back, about 25 lengths off the gate, breaking stride, and she's still off stride. That changes this race entirely. They are often pacing. Hot Like Mama goes right out for the early lead. IYQ Only You comes away second. Fox Valley Beacon is out third. And then a gap of 3 lengths back to Chiquitita in the 4th position. A gap of 8 more lengths back to Pasqualina in 5th. And better than 25 more back to Big Flicka. And again, Big Flicka has struggled at times in recent starts with breaking stride prior to the start. And that's what happened to her tonight. She went off stride about 1/8 of a mile from the start, and she is the distant trailer. And again, that has changed the entire complexion of this race here, the Illinois rowing race, race number 9. Back up front, though, Hot Like Mama. Number 3 is your leader. She got a lot of cheers from the fans as she was headed past the stands a moment ago. And so far, so good for Hot Like Mama, who's on top for Cornelius Cabot as they approach the halfway point. Now, challenge is shaping up for the lead. Fox Valley Beacon moves up on the outside in second. IYQ and Only You is third. Chiquitita fourth. Then a break of 6 more lengths back to Pasqualina in 5th. And 25 more back to Big Flicka. Back into the south turn they go. Hot Like Mama is the leader. IYQ and Only You second. Fox Valley Beacon still third, but going the long way around these turns. Fox Valley Beacon along that outside lane has had to travel a lot of extra ground. That could take a toll by the time they reach the 3/4 mile mark. Chiquitita moves up third to her inside as the field goes on by the 3/4 mile mark. Fox Valley Beacon is now in the 4th position. Pasqualina is 5th, and Big Flicka is last of the 6 as the field moves on by the 3/4. Hot Like Mama, number 3, is your leader, and she's got a 5-length lead coming off the final turn. IYQ and Only You is second, straightening way for home. Nobody going to catch this leader. Hot Like Mama, much the best here in the Illinois rowing race, race number 9. Hot Like Mama won it by 7 lengths. IYQ and Only You was second, Chiquitita third, Pasqualina fourth, Fox Valley Beacon was home 5th, and Big Flicka will finish in 6th position. We'll meet the winner in just a moment. Horsemen, if you would please, come to the track for race 10. 10th race, horsemen, we're ready. Come to the track for race 10.
All right, Lisa, sorry for that. I had some things that I was trying to change in that. But winner of that, Hot Like a Mama, Dusty. Yeah, he likes that. Yeah, go, hubby. And so Dusty likes that. as that is a big win for Cornelius Boo Cavett out there.
Number 3, Hot Like Mama, is on her way back.
You're fine out there.
And is now the official winner here in race 9 this evening. And that will make for both a training and driving double for Cornelius Cavett here tonight. Time for the mile,
this is by the Illinois
2:07
rowing group.
flat. Time for the mile, 2:07 flat. Well, we talked about the fact that when they paraded past the stands to go to the starting gate, we heard a lot of folks in the stands saying, "Come on, number 3." Well, you better give a big cheer for number 3, because number 3 is your winner, folks. Hot Like Mama. It's great to have the Illinois rowing team, members of the team, on hand here this evening. It was fun hearing Brent interview some team members here tonight. The Fighting Illini, what a great school and a great campus. And it's fun to learn that, yeah, there is more than basketball and football. As much as a lot of us love those teams, it's fun to learn about the other athletic programs at Illinois. Again, visit IlliniRowing.com for more information on the Illinois rowing team. Mr. Cornelius Cavett, a driving and training double. Good job, Double C. Well done. Here's the full field rundown. It's official for the 9th race. From the top of the page, IYQ and Only You was the runner-up. Big Flicka finished 6. Hot Like Mama, the winner. Fox Valley Beacon finished 5. Pasqualina finished 4. And Chiquitita finished 3. The opening quarter, 32-1. The first half mile, 1:04 3/5. 3 quarters in 1:35. And the time for the mile, 2:07 flat. Reached down 2:61.543. Congratulations to owner Cedric Daniels of Jackson, Mississippi, the winning owner of Hot Like Mama, a 3-year-old daughter of Ashley's big guy, bred in Mississippi by Theorleo Thomas. And again, that Illinois-bred filly wins in 2:07. 10th race is coming up right now. Let's go back to Brent Cordis. Time to play Pick a Winner.
All right, Lisa. Surprise in that race for all of us. And the number 2 horse did not do anything there, so we kind of all got ourselves aced out of that one as far as the picks were concerned. The number 1, David and I both had that to finish 2nd. You had it to finish 3rd, so we had it in our top batch, but was not able to do that. And none of us picked the 6 horse for 3rd because we didn't expect it to be there. And so we want to thank our billboard sponsors and people out there that have donated so that we can make harness racing a part of this evening. And so with that, as we head to the next race, let's take a look at race 10 here on the docket for tonight. And I've got some changes to make if you want to take a look kind of down the horses there for a moment. I'll get those changes made so that we can move on in race 10. But I know there's a cut 2 and the 3. There's a change in the drivers on that. So we'll have that when you go ahead and do
horses. We've got Scrappy coming up will be number 1, and I've got it down being Cornelius Cavett, so it may take him just a few minutes to get back on the track since he just had the win and has to go out and get rid of this horse and come back in with another one. Second one is Dandy's Tornado. And Dandy's is a Mike Rogers trained horse.
Going to be driven by J.T. White. He's driven a couple of races tonight.
He has. Number 3 is I Understand, a trained horse by Kevin Miller, and that driver is
Casey Leonard.
Casey Leonard. And number 4 is Holy Lucifer. That is a trained horse by Carol Hayes, and Matt Avenatti is driving that.
Yeah, and that horse has had quite a few seconds, but the horse to really watch here, Scrappy, coming up in this 10th race.
Yes, Scrappy coming up has had a first, a second, a first. That's the last 4 races, and prior to that it was in 4th and 5th, but the last 4 races it's been in, it has placed.
Well, David and I think that's going to be the thing to happen here, but guess what? Lisa thinks differently. She thinks
Holy Lucifer, I bet.
Yep. She picked the Scrappy coming up to finish 2nd, and followed by I Understand. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I Understand. So,
And so what did you guys do? You went 1,
1, 3, 4 for David, 1, 4, 3 for me. So 1, 3. Scrappy coming up. I Understand. Holy Lucifer for Steve. It's Scrappy coming up. Holy Lucifer. I Understand. So just kind of flip flop. David and I, we all have something different picked order wise. So if there's a trifecta, it's only going to be one person. But let's give a recap of the night so far with what's gone on here. As I'll turn Kurt up as he gets ready to possibly do some announcing. David's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins tonight. He has 1 trifecta. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 wins and no trifectas. And Lisa has 3 wins and she has 2 trifectas. So Lisa got a trifecta in the first and the 5th race tonight. So she doesn't have as many wins, but she, if we were betting, would have more money in her pocket probably. And so as we get ready to go here for this next part, I mean, you're focused on David out there, but it is getting cooler and getting cloudier, and I think a little windier out here as we get ready for race 10.
Definitely feels pretty good out here right now.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm swallowing in my own sweat out here right at the moment. But as they get ready, and Kurt comes back on here. I'm going to take a break real quick when Kurt comes back on. But we'll flip it over to the 2-camera look here to see what David is doing out there. He's getting his around. He's getting his around there to the gate so that we can see him coming on the track.
Coming on.
Yep, it looks like we've got some people coming on here. And Kurt will take over in just a moment with that.
Got one coming the opposite direction, which is unusual because that was kind of one of those changes that was made this year, that they all warm up the same direction as opposed to having
he's making the turn.
Yep. May have just been a little frisky coming out onto the track, so decided not to interfere with the other ones as they were coming on.
David getting a picture of some of the stands over on the far side over here.
The ones that I can't get to. And I can't get to the beer tent area.
And indeed, as Brent said, the 10th of our 12th races, Horseman, just a reminder, we've checked the radar. And again, no immediate threat of rain until probably looking at a little closer till maybe 10 o'clock. But nonetheless, the leading edge of that storm system that went through the Quad Cities area is taking a southeastern shift. It is working its way toward Peoria. The track of the storms is starting to track more toward DeWitt County. Now, the good news is it still looks like that if indeed any storms reach this area, we should be finished before they reach the fairgrounds. But with that said, combine that with some of the darkness encroaching on at least a couple of areas of the track. Horsemen, please be ready at the barns with race 11. Please be ready with race 11. Parading to the post, race number 10 is on the track right now. This is the Illinois Big Ten 3-year-old Colden Gelding Pace, the Lynn Franklin Memorial. Number 1, Scrappy, coming up, is owned by Leroy Hunt. He is from Jackson, Tennessee. So is the co-owner, Milton Greer of Jackson, Tennessee. Leroy Hunt trains, Cornelius Cavett drives. 2, Dandy's Tornado, owned by Chase Porter of DuQuoin, trained by Mike Rogers. Contrary to the program, the driver, J.T. White. Number 3 is I Understand, owned by Kevin Miller of Arthur. Kevin's the trainer. A reminder, Casey Leonard. Casey Leonard is the driver of number 3. And number 4, Holy Lucifer, is owned by Diane and Carol Hayes of Williamsville, trained by Carol Hayes, and Matt Avenetti is in the race bike. Headed to the gate for race 10. Again, horsemen, please be ready at the barns with race number 11. And again, can't say it enough, we are so fortunate to have such a great track crew here at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair, and we're fortunate to have the lighting system that is here primarily for that infield stock car track, but again, a few lights along the home stretch of the racetrack in addition to the lights on the infield. But again, nonetheless, some sections of both the south and the north turn don't have direct lighting, so horsemen, be ready please at the barns with race 11. Safety always the priority for equines and humans alike. Lynn Franklin, for many, many years, he was one of the individuals who helped oversee the racing department here at the Farmer City Fair, a member of the fair board. He was an amateur pilot. He was a farmer, and we always say it, though, if you were an aspiring racing official, an aspiring track announcer, back when you were a teenager, if you got the call from Lynn Franklin saying, I want you to come and call races for me at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair, that was a big deal, because Lynn was one of those people who could be a little intimidating, and you wanted to please him. He had kind of at times, if you didn't know Lynn real well, he could have kind of a stern look about him, but that made you want to earn his respect. And if you got the call up to come and work for Lynn Franklin at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair, that was a big moment when you were coming up through the ranks wanting to be involved in this sport. We remember Lynn Franklin, saw Mary Jane earlier this evening. Always a pleasure to see Mary Jane and catch up and say hello. Here they come, race number 10, ready to go. They are off and pacing. There goes Scrappy coming up, out for the lead. Dandy's Tornado gets away in second position. I Understand comes out third. And Holy Lucifer is right there in the fourth position as the field swings around the first turn and races toward the quarter-mile mark. Scrappy coming up is the early leader. Scrappy coming up leads it by a length and a half. Dandy's Tornado travels along in second. I Understand is in third. And Holy Lucifer is last of the four. Single file formation as they work their way on by the quarter-mile mark. Scrappy coming up, very talented racehorse, settled for a third-place finish here over this racetrack 1 year ago. So hoping to improve on that here tonight, and so far leads it for Cornelius Cavett, who's looking for his third win on tonight's card as a driver. After 3/8 of a mile, it is Scrappy coming up who leads it. Dandy's Tornado second. I Understand is in third, and Holy Lucifer is last of the four. Approaching the halfway point, I Understand is the horse moving up on the outside to challenge for the lead. That is number 3, I Understand, who moves up just off the leader's flank. But Scrappy coming up is still the leader. Notice what Casey Leonard just did. He improved by position. He improved one position with I Understand, then quickly dropped over along the inside lane to save ground around that south turn. And notice what Matt Avenatti did. He says, I'm going to capitalize, and I'm going to take that spot in the outside lane. So a lot of shuffling going on behind Scrappy coming up, who leads it by a length and a half. Holy Lucifer, second a half length up on the outside as they go by the three-quarter. I Understand is third, and Dandy's Tornado is last of the four as they work down the north side of the course. Holy Lucifer still trying to catch Scrappy coming up, and Scrappy has the lead by a length and a half off the far turn. And then I Understand, who's looking toward the inside. He goes from third to second, but he's 3 lengths off the lead. It's Scrappy coming up in front. A late charge from I Understand. I Understand's coming fast. Here's the wire. Scrappy hangs on. Scrappy coming up by a neck over a fast closing I Understand in second. Holy Lucifer third, and Dandy's Tornado fourth. And you might have noticed when they came across the wire, the winning driver, Cornelius Cavett, looked over to his right and flashed a grin at Casey Leonard because he knew Casey was coming quickly, but the wire got there before Casey did, and Scrappy coming up with the victory as those two drivers share a laugh down to the first turn. It was indeed a competitive stretch drive. We'll meet the winner in just a moment. Horsemen come to the track with race 11. Race 11 come to the track.
All right, Lisa, as we finish race 10, 2 more races to go. Hopefully we can get it in here. So far, lighting with the cameras has been pretty good, but it's getting fairly dark
also,
here.
Horsemen, no post parades for races 11 and 12. Straight to the gate. As soon as we get all the horses on the track for each race, race 11 and race 12, once the starters are on the track, straight to the gate, no post parade. Thank you.
Let's get them moving.
Yeah. That's for sure. And so guess what? David got it right. I got it right. Now, the number 3 was second. David got that right. And the number 4 was third. David got that right. So now he has 6 wins, Lisa, and 2 trifectas. So he is ahead of you with that second trifecta on this race. And a nice, race there and some showmanship going on at the end of that race. As
and
Kurt
the winner,
talked
Scrappy,
about.
coming up is on his way back around the south turn of the racetrack. 2:06 and 3 was the time for the mile. 2:06.
Cornelius is not in the next race,
3/5.
so they should be able to get
Scrappy
these 3
coming up. We
horses
told you that this
out
pacer
here.
was third here a year ago and comes back tonight and is a winner at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair. Been a pretty good evening for our winning driver, Mississippi native and now Illinois resident Cornelius Cavett. There's the winning co-owner, trainer, and co-breeder. That is Mr. Leroy Hunt of Jackson, Tennessee. How about a hand for the winner, Scrappy, coming up? There is the Lynn Franklin Memorial banner down trackside. There's Mary Jane and the Queen's Court as well. And can't say it enough. So much that Lynn Franklin did for so many people who wanted to be part of this game. And it's much appreciated. We remember Lynn Franklin. Mary Jane, always a pleasure to see you. Thanks for being here. It's always great to get a chance to catch up and reminisce. And Cornelius Cavett. Cornelius, you keep this up, we might have to check. You might have the deed to the winner's circle before long, buddy. 3 wins tonight. Congratulations, Mr. Cavett, and also to Mr. Hunt and Mr. Greer. Well, here's the full field rundown for that 10th race. From the top, Scrappy coming up was the winner. Dandy's Tornado finished 4th. I understand the runner-up. Holy Lucifer was 3rd. The opening quarter, 33 and 1. The half in 106 and 3/5. 3 quarters in 138 and 1. Time for the mile, 2:06 and 3/5. Reads down 1-4-2-3. 11th race, horsemen come to the track. All right, Brent Cordis, time to play Pick a Winner.
All right, Lisa, as we get ready here for the next to last race of...
Race number 11, we have only got 3 horses in this one. And the first cart will be Jerome Daniels. And maybe there's a change on that name, I think. But Luli City is the horse, and it's trained by Jerome Daniels. Horse number 2 is Mariah Lou, and that's trained by Jill Brown. And number 3 is Luce Rapator, and that's also a horse trained by Jill Brown.
And Casey Leonard is going to drive that horse, if I can get that slide
there was
changed.
a couple changes in drivers that I don't have on my sheet, so just kind of giving a rundown of the horses' names and trainers on that, because they should be able to be here, and as Kurt's trying to say, get them here, get them moving.
And I'm trying to get my... computer to move.
With only 3 horses here. And the last race also only has 3 horses, so...
Should be quick turnaround here for these races.
Because none of the same drivers are on the second race either. So
okay, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back after these messages. We're going to talk to people about from the backstretch, folks. That's where you can send us messages. And we've got several out there. People, so a lot of messages out there. Dietrich Kelly from Houston, Texas. Hey, we're glad you're out there watching. And a lot of people rooting out there. We thank you for that. New comments. But we're glad we wanted to hear where people were watching from. We're thankful for that. You can do that. You can send us pictures. We really like pictures. If you would send those out to us. But we've got race 11 coming up here as far as race 11 is concerned. And Casey Leonard, Luce Raptor, is the horse driven by Casey Leonard. And so that's the only driver change on this. And it's like 3-1-2. All three of us say 3-1-2. It'll be Luce Raptor, followed by Lulling City, and Mariah Lou. So that is the pick by all three of the people.
And it definitely is dark, getting much darker in that last stretch. So I look at here.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a hand for our master of ceremonies tonight, Mr. Brent Cordis. Great to have him as part of our team here this evening. Race number 11 is the free-for-all trot at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair. And again, they're going to go right to the gate here. Field of 3 as programmed, no scratches. Number 1 is Luling City, owned, trained, and driven by Jerome Daniels of Springfield. 2 is Mariah Lou, owned by the Flacco family farms of Alexis, trained by Jill Brown, Freddie Patton Jr. in the bike. And number 3, Lou's Raptor, owned also by the Flacco family farms, trained by Jill Brown. But contrary to the program, your driver, Casey Leonard, in the 11th race on number 3, Lou's Raptor, Casey Leonard. Waiting to see if Luling City can back up her win of 1 year ago. It was just last year that Luling City came to the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair for the Illinois Big Ten 3-year-old filly trot and racked up a win in 2:05.4 over this half-mile track last summer. Speaking of the Big Ten, the Illinois Big Ten Colt Stakes rolls on 1 week from today. They go racing at the Edgar County Fair at Paris, and post time will be at 5 p.m. Central Time. Been great to have everyone with us for Big Ten harness racing and also for these ladder races, which are not restricted to Illinois breds. Free-for-all trot, race 11, well, it's just what it sounds like. This is a race open to any registered standard-bred trotter that's registered with the United States Trotting Association of racing age, which is age 2 through 14. So a field of 3 getting ready to head to the gate, and you've got 3 very accomplished horses here. Couple of winners over $40,000 and 1 winner of nearly $250,000. So may not be a lot of horses here in race number 11, but the ones that we have, they have all been quite accomplished in their careers. At the post, gates rolling, top of the stretch. Here they come for the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair free-for-all trot. Horsemen, be ready with the 12th and final race. Off and trotting they go, and there goes Luling City out for the early lead. Luling City right to the front. Mariah Lou comes away in second, and Lou's Raptor is last of the 3 as they swing around that south turn and work their way toward the backstretch. And it is Luling City who shows the way. Luling City opens up on a 3.5 length lead as Mariah Lou will go second. And Lou's Raptor, last of the 3, early on here in the free-for-all race for trotters. Past the stable area, along the backstretch, they make the move from south to north up the back straightaway of this half-mile racetrack, and Luling City is the leader. Talked about the fact that Luling City was a winner here 1 year ago, and so far shows the way here early on this evening. In fact, it's opened up on the lead. The lead had been 3. Now it's out to 4 lengths. Mariah Lou goes second. Lou's Raptor is last of the 3. So they make their way into the stretch, and they're headed on down to the halfway point here in race 11, waiting to see if anybody has anything for Luling City. And so far, the answer is no, but there's 1 lap to go. So Luling City, Jerome Daniels quickly checks back over his right shoulder, has the lead by a length, as Mariah Lou goes second, Lou's Raptor third. Any one of these 3 could win it, as they all remain in contention, tightly tied together as just 1 length separates each position, headed off the south turn and one more time up the back stretch. Now here comes Mariah Lou. Mariah Lou has been sitting in the second position ever since the start and is now moving to the outside to come after Luling City, and Lou's Raptor is there as well, still looking toward the inside lane, a length and a half off the lead. So these three free-for-all trotters work their way past the three-quarter-mile mark. Luling City has led every step of the way thus far, but has given up the lead now midway on the north turn. Mariah Lou has taken over. But will Lou's Raptor catch Mariah Lou? That's the question. Mariah Lou has the lead. Here comes Lou's Raptor. Lou's Raptor swings to the outside and comes storming down the center of the racetrack. Lou's Raptor takes the lead. Lou's Raptor by 2, by 3. Lou's Raptor and Casey Leonard win it by 3 lengths on the line. Mariah Lou second. Luling City was across the line in the 3rd position. And it sounds like we had some folks cheering for number 3, Lou's Raptor, in that race. And Lou's Raptor does not disappoint, makes a big rally down the stretch. We'll meet the winner in just a moment. Horsemen come to the track with race 12, 12th and final race, come to the track. We've got race 12. We've got pick a winner for race 11. We've got the big cash draw coming up at the end of the night for $50. So hang tight. A lot more yet to come here tonight.
All right, Lisa, we all 3 picked the winner there. Nance said he was going with 3-1 on the double on the last 2 races. Okay. Okay. And he's also rooting for Patton out there. But we need to announce the Logan County Fair. Yes, Jim Austin, we will be at the Logan County Fair both Sunday and Monday for harness racing.
Well, we told you at the top of the show tonight, folks, that Casey Leonard is considered one of the leading drivers in Illinois and in the Midwest. He has won some of the biggest races in this state. He has won all kinds of races for purses of $50,000, $100,000. Tonight's the first time that this native of Harvard, Illinois, has ever raced at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair. And so far tonight, he had pitched a shutout. But, folks, guess what? He can now add Farmer City to the list of tracks where he has been a winner. How about a hand for Casey Leonard?
All right.
Man, that has been a lesson here tonight. Perseverance. Casey Leonard, he's an example of it tonight. We saw a horse that was 0 for 13 a few races ago get a first career victory. Never, ever give up. Boy, that is one of the lessons of this program here this evening. There's the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair banner. Congratulations to the Flacco family farms of Alexis. Here comes Dr. Richard Flacco. His son Rick is also trackside. And Lou's Raptor says, I'm not going to stand here much longer. He is tossing that head about. Lou's Raptor says, I've done my job. I want to go back to the barn. Congratulations to our winning connections. Always love it. The horseman will always tell you, these are not machines. These are living, breathing creatures with a mind of their own. And Lou's Raptor is ready to go back to the barn and relax. Okay, here's the full field rundown. It is official for race 11. From the top of the page, Luling City was 3rd. Mariah Lou, the runner-up, and Lou's Raptor, the winner. The opening quarter, 32-1. The first half mile, 101-4. 3 quarters, 134 flat, and the time for the mile, 2:03 3/5. It reads down 3-2-1. 12th and final race. Horsemen come to the track. Time now for us to go downstairs once again.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Want to thank our sponsors out there, our billboard sponsors, 30-second sponsors, and our donors that help us to stay online for free. And thanks out there to Mr. Nance. He got that horse right. He's picking Philly's Revenge in this last race. Thank you for all the comments and things you did out there. And so we thank everybody. Want to remind you that our next race up will be Wednesday at Petersburg. And we'll be on, I believe it's 11 o'clock for us on Wednesday at Petersburg. So pray for cool weather. I know that we're all three up in the bleachers kind of in the same area there, Lisa, for that as we get ready to go.
Wow,
here.
I can mouth you up there too.
Yeah.
I mean, help up there too.
Yeah, let's, that happens all the time, folks. I'm just not, hey, it's a couple-hour ride home. I can endure it. But David, we want to thank David for taking the hot spot tonight up there, and it's really made a difference in this coverage. We may have to look at what races we need to add that second camera. Probably Decatur's probably one of them next year that we'll have to look at that, but we got to find a cameraman to do that for us.
Camera person.
Because I kind of miss David here beside him. I mean, not that you're not doing a great job, but
David,
he's got a lot more knowledge.
I'm going to rescind on that one. David has all the harness knowledge base. He is always, I love when we get to ride together and get to pick his brain, and we've learned so much by just listening to him. And so far this year, we've not traveled much together.
Yeah.
So looking forward to when we get to do that, and I think he's going to be staying with us down in
Charleston. and Altamont.
So that's always an enjoyable time together.
Absolutely. We're getting ready for this last race here, folks, and we usually try to tie things up pretty quickly. So, again, it's getting dark here. David will get his camera shut down, but next year, take a tent for the person that's out there.
Absolutely.
And I'll be honest with you, folks, when the setup happened here, I did not have good things to think about this setup tonight. But I think let us know what you think about how the video has come off tonight. Let's see.
As you switch between two different cameras.
And Jim Austin saying, bring the second camera to Lincoln because they've got that racetrack too. And I know on Sunday, Monday, not a problem. Jackie can probably travel with us.
Possibly.
So we'll have to bring that up.
Person.
Bring that up to Jackie and see where we're at. Jim, is there a nice, cool place for him to find there on the backstretch?
Or the other thing to throw out with that is if there is somebody that you know in the Lincoln area that can be taught, it's not that difficult to be a video person. You got to be on target with it, but if you know somebody that would be willing to try it, reach out to David. He'd be glad to hear it, especially if Jackie can't help us.
Yeah, but Jim, if we've got a spot, the spot would be David was out in the sun there, and I know both Sunday, Monday, we're there during the day, and so it'd be really good if we had a good spot to go to. We found a good spot.
A knee slap reaction up here. That got to give you credit on that. That was a very clever joke. Race 12 is on the racetrack.
Okay, back here we'll let you know the picks here for us is 132.
To go with a big mile in 156 races for owner Nan Turner of Argenta. John Fletcher, the trainer, positioned over near the draw gate with a watchful eye on that filly, and Matt Abinetti is the driver. 2 is Sports Madness, owned by Carol and Diane Hayes of Williamsville. Carol Hayes, the trainer-driver. And 3 is Fox Valley B-Gump, owned by Kevin Miller of Arthur. Kevin's the trainer, and Marcus Detweiler is the winning driver. Philly's Revenge came here a year ago and got beat by a head, but then came back off that loss and later last summer won the County Fair Challenge Final down at the DuQuoin State Fair. So keep that in mind. Even if your horse doesn't win tonight, we have seen horses that have suffered losses at Farmer City, and then they come back and go on to win big races. So, folks, thanks for being here. Like Brent said, sit tight because we've got more coming up after this 12th and final race. Horsemen, thank you. Please return your saddle pad numbers to the racing office. Here they go, 12th and final race. They are off and pacing. There goes Philly's Revenge right out for the early lead. Fox Valley B Gump gets away in second position, and Sports Madness comes away in third as they swing around the south turn and work their way toward the backstretch in the 12th and final race on the card. And it is Philly's Revenge, the leader. She's on top early here by 2 lengths. Philly's Revenge shows the way. Fox Valley B Gump goes second by 2, and Sports Madness is last of the 3, as this field of pacers is now working on past the quarter-mile mark and headed up toward the north end of the racetrack. Philly's Revenge is the leader. Matt Avenatti in the race bike. This filly has won a lot of races. This is the first time Matt Avenatti has driven this filly. So let's see if he can keep the string going for Philly's Revenge. Matt has Philly's Revenge on point, showing the way after 3/8 of a mile. Here they come past the stands, still with 1 circuit to go here in the free-for-all pace. It is Fox Valley B Gump, a length and a half behind the leader second, and then a gap of 5 more lengths back. Sports Madness is in third. Back into the south turn they go for the final time this evening, and it is still Philly's Revenge, the leader. Philly's Revenge on top by a length. Fox Valley B Gump is second, and then a gap of 8 more lengths. Sports Madness has lost several lengths. He's been third since the start. He's lost contact with the top 2 after an awkward move headed back into that south turn. But he is still on his feet and moving fine as they go on to the 3/4. Philly's Revenge, you know the challenge is coming because Fox Valley B Gump has been right there behind her since the race began. So the question is, when will B Gump make the move, and will B Gump have enough to get by? Well, he's got to catch her first, and Philly's Revenge still has the lead by 2.5, 3 lengths to the top of the stretch. This filly showing you why she is such a tough racehorse. She's led every step of the way. She's got the lead out to 3.5 to 4 lengths back to Fox Valley B Gump. There's no catching her. Philly's Revenge for Matt Avenatti's third win on the card, and Philly's Revenge won it by 5 lengths. Fox Valley B Gump was second, and another 17 lengths back. Sports Madness will cross the wire in third position. We'll meet the winner, Philly's Revenge. We'll recap it in just a moment. And folks, again, sit tight because just as Brent told you, we've got more to come down trackside here in just a moment.
All right, last race, folks. You could see that things were getting a little bit dark there. In fact, if there wasn't white wheels on that one, you sure wouldn't have been able to see it. And all 3 of us picked that one right. It was 132. 132 for the finish there. So just to let you know, so that didn't have an effect on our outcome. David Brink wins the quote-unquote harness tube betting for tonight.
Well, that victory will give Matt Avenatti 3 wins on the night. He will finish in a tie with Cornelius Cavett as our leading driver, each of those gentlemen scoring 3 wins on tonight's card. Kevin Miller will lead all trainers. He had 3 wins to lead the trainer standings here tonight. Matt Avenatti grew up in a harness racing family. His father, Dave, his brothers, such as Wyatt Avenatti, his grandfather, Earl Avenatti Sr., his uncle, Earl Avenatti Jr., and we have seen a lot of members of that Avenatti family out of Edgar County come here and win as harness drivers. And it also helps when you drive for a trainer that has his stock ready to go, and there's the trainer coming across to the home stretch right now. That is Mr. John Fletcher. Hello, John. John is a gentleman who got his start working with horses in the show horse world and then made the transition to training racehorses. And no matter what sector of the equine industry, he has been very successful. Here's the winner. How about a hand for number 1, Philly's Revenge? So Philly's Revenge wins for the 22nd time in her career. She is a homebred, owned and bred by Nan Turner. Nan is a native of Pana, Illinois, but makes her home in Macon County at Argenta. There's Nan standing next to our winning driver, Matt Avenatti. There's the Queen in her court with the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair blanket. Philly's Revenge, a daughter of Revenge Shark, his 3rd winner on the card, and she wins the nightcap here. 22nd career win of Philly, who has won nearly $90,000 in her career. Great way to wrap up the racing portion of the card. We've still got some drawings coming up a driving triple, Mr. Matt Avenatti.
Okay, with that, Lisa, we kind of know what the full field rundown is, but let's talk about what's going to happen here. Farmer City, we ended up, great night. We finished up, got a little dark on us. Petersburg on Wednesday. Then we go to Paris next Monday, Urbana Tuesday, Lewiston Thursday. Then we're at the great place of Lincoln, Jim Austin. That sounds great under the trees. If we've got a good spot back there that we can get some good pictures from, good, clear, without fence and so forth, that would be an awesome place for us to be if there's some place we can be back there. And so we'll work with that, work with David, see if Jackie Bowen can come and help us out. And so we really appreciate that. As far as the racing's concerned, we finish up Brown County, and then we're going to go down and try Marshall for the first time. David won't be with us on that, but we're going to give Marshall an opportunity with that. Lisa, you can go ahead and take yours down if you would like to. I got the PowerPoint up on the screen, but we thank you for watching and listening to Harness Tube. We'll see you at the finish line at the next race. For Lisa, Steve, and David Brink, thank you and God bless.